on there.
Seal of approval, man.
It's a real cat and mouse show already. Welcome to the SF Comic Co. This is the SF Company Hour. This is episode number 59, and we're going to be talk a bunch of positive things about Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Next, Victoria's going to do the acoustic version of the theme song. Go ahead.
Go ahead. And there you go.
Welcome, Victoria. She's joining us for a little bit. She's going to join us for the first part of our Wonder Woman review, so we just don't look like a bunch of dudes shitting on Wonder Woman. So we need a female perspective to class us up a little bit. So, Victoria, thanks for joining us for a little bit. How you doing?
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah. Thanks for giving us a little time and ready. And you're working on that bass, I see.
Slapping the bass.
There you go.
Slapping the bass.
How was your New Year's?
New Year's was great.
Yeah.
I worked, and then afterwards we picked up some bottles of champagne. I think we polished off 3 bottles of champagne and 2 bottles of whiskey.
Well, that's just a regular Friday night right there.
Yeah. And a couple bottles of Pedialyte, thank goodness.
Prepared. Good job.
Had to go to work this morning.
Davis, welcome back. Happy New Year. So we had some audio problems earlier, but we discovered it was me because I had my computer on mute. So sorry, Davis.
Ray turned his volume on, and
it was a couple of minutes of Davis scrambling and restarting his shit, and yeah, I blame myself. Really. It's technically my fault. So, Davis, how you doing? How's your New Year's?
Pretty good. I'm glad to be back on such a professional show. And, see how the rest of this flies. But yeah, it's been going pretty good so far out here, back in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. That's you guys are changing the course of history.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it'd be a while before we hear results. Still, I don't. I've been trying not to watch. Just wait till the end.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fine-tooth comb with those results. They're gonna be like looking over every single fucking vote, every little thing, every hanging.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fight it tooth and nail. So it's gonna be just like the last election. So
can't wait.
We'll wait.
The sequels are always better, right? Yeah, awesome. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Effort, the maximum effort.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, little guy. How you doing?
That's it.
That's it. He's done for the rest of the year, right there. All right.
That's it. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, filthy animals.
Yeah.
How you doing, Rick?
It's cool, man. This year's. I feel like we're in extra innings right now. Fucking 2020 and shit. Just was fucking 2020 the game would end, and let's just go into this new year. Kind of over it.
It's December 36th, right? So.
It feels like it, yeah.
December 36th, 2020.
New Year's hasn't happened yet, guys. Fucking A. God damn it. But no, it's
going to start off at some point. So, all right. So we'll jump off on some news. We're going to do a full spoiler review of Wonder Woman 84. That's going to come out a little later. We're going to just kind of shoot through some news here first. So first, Lethal Weapon 5 looks like this is going to be the last one. They said that the last 2 movies, but
did they?
I think they did.
Did they?
I think they did. So Richard Donner's coming back, age 90. He hasn't directed a movie since 2006, I believe, was the last movie he directed.
What was that movie, dude?
What the hell was that?
Was it Lethal Weapon 4?
No,
that was like 98.
Oh man.
Yeah, look that up, Rick. So yeah, it looks like they're coming back. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. So they can't be in the force, right? At this point, they like one of them has to be like a sergeant. One of them has to be like a sergeant or some shit, like one of the captains or some shit. They can't be on the force, dude. Especially Danny Glover, man. He's been doing old man movies for the past 15 years, dude.
Dude, he's been saying he's too old for this shit for like the past 35 years. I mean, he really has to be too old for this shit right now.
He's really too old for this shit. It's finally fucking come to pass.
16 blocks.
16 blocks, okay.
16 blocks.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was good or not.
Well, that's the one. Who was it? Mos Def and was it Bruce Willis?
Yeah, there you Davis, what do you think, man? Lethal Weapon 5, you excited about this franchise coming back? The fourth one was okay. I like it with Jet Li and Chris Rock. That was a fine send off. But what do you think of this Lethal Weapon 5?
I had no clue. You sent me the article, and I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" And then when you told me, like, how old did you say he was? Like 80 or 90 years old?
90.
Yeah, it's kind of like our country being run by the oldest person alive. It just we'll see, but I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it.
He said, his quote is, "It's the last one. I promise you that." So, I think it might be the last one for all of them, really. Yeah. So it looks like they're gonna. It's gonna get Danny Glover, Murtaugh, and Riggs, Mel Gibson. They're gonna come back. Victoria, you a fan of Lethal Weapon at all?
Ray, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Those is movies in like the 80s with these two old men who are too old for this shit. And
didn't they do a show at some point?
Yeah, it's very bad. Very bad.
Maybe
they'll tie the show in.
Yeah.
Hope not.
Oh, the Lethal Weapon cinematic universe. Yeah.
I like how the last episode I was on and this episode, it starts out with me going, I don't know. I don't know.
That could be your catchphrase when you come on. I don't know. Whatever.
We're gonna sit on it like Bart Simpson's. Come on. Just
we got some Batman news coming up. Don't worry.
Good. I'll have something to comment on.
There you go. Rick, you want to see the rest of the returning characters? You want to see Chris Rock come back? You want to see Joe Pesci come back? Renee Russo?
Well, I'm sure all the characters are going to come back. The thing now, what's the storyline going to be? Are they retired? Or is Riggs? I mean, Riggs was already an insurance liability in the Force. He was too fucking crazy. They couldn't insure them. They insured him at the end of, I think, Lethal Weapon 3 finally. But are they retired?
Oh, they got Allstate, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like, where are they right now? Are they retired?
I hope so.
Is Pesci still alive? I mean, wouldn't Riggs have killed him by now? Is Chris Rock going to take over for Danny Glover? Is Danny Glover going to be more of a mentor? But the key thing is, who's the villain? What kind of villain is going to be? Jet Li was, I think, the thing that propelled people, it piqued people's interest for Lethal Weapon 4. It's like, oh, you got Jet Li.
Definitely.
That's fucking, and especially the Jet Li, I think at the time, he was at the height of, his popularity amongst action films, especially, the martial arts movies.
The American audience, for sure.
Yeah. Well, finally he got his due. But who's going to be the villain then? I mean, you have to think about who's the big guy right now.
I got the perfect villain for them.
Who? Mads Mikkelsen?
Jake Busey.
Oh, dude, do the,
you killed my father.
I like that.
Very diehard.
I like that, but it's a little too
cliche as fuck.
It's a little too cliche with everything coming back for nostalgia pull-ins. Nostalgic lure. I don't know about that. I like Jake Busey. He's fucking great.
Like, how many times can you pull on that thread of his Briggs fucking his wife dying and the whole fucking?
Didn't he have a kid?
Riggs?
Yeah, at the end wasn't Lorna pregnant at the end of 4?
Yeah,
so did he have a boy or did he have a girl?
I can't remember, dude.
Is this kid going to be a cop? It's been a while. What, 22 years?
Oh, if they're like, I don't know, man. One of them's got to die in this. I think Glover's got to die in this.
Oh, you kill them both.
Oh, they're gonna die. They should both die on a toilet.
Yeah, dude. Let them fucking. That'd be great.
The toilet finally got him, man. It finally happened.
Will me, Riggs. Will me. I hear you, Riggs.
I have a group of guys in the doorway listening in. And they're like, no, they can't die.
Joe Pesci is going to kill him. Fuck.
I've had enough of this. Fuck this motherfucker. Fuck. They fuck you at the drive-thru.
Yeah, well, they're gonna definitely have to bring in a younger. Maybe Chris Rock is partnered up with the kid, Riggs's kid. Maybe, I don't know. They got to have some kind of young, because they can't really do action, especially Glover. Man, Glover's up there, man. He's grandpa status right now. Yeah, like, I don't want to see him getting hurt on fucking set, man. He just, So I don't know, man. It's gonna be
who's the story gonna be? If it's about them, it's gonna be let's finish it. But if they're gonna go for the younger audience, it's like, dude, eye roll, bro. They're gonna try to keep the franchise alive.
No, he said he promises.
Well, he's done with it. He's done with it.
I think the TV show proven that no one gives a shit about this franchise. And
well, if it makes money, it's a different story, bro.
Yeah,
that's if it makes money. You never know. Hey, dude, I have faith in Richard Donner. Richard Donner has made a lot of good movies that I enjoyed. He's made some bad ones, but he's made a lot of good movies that I've enjoyed. So I give him the benefit of the doubt, even at 90, man.
Yeah,
they made 55 episodes. 55 episodes of the show.
I've never seen.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's crazy.
That show, like the first actor that was the Riggs character was like, I guess he was toxic on set and fucking was going off. They fired him. They brought in Sean William Scott. Done.
I remember
one season. Done.
Well, yeah. Then fucking Damon Wayans wanted to quit too. It's like, all right, what the hell's the point?
Oh, because the other guy was hella like fucking like just an asshole. I've heard he's an asshole on set, and then he tries to come back and recount like, oh well. Everybody heard me. You're like, no, dude. There's too many fucking people to say you're a fucking dick. If 80 people say you're a dick, sorry, dude, you're a dick. I should know. I should know. Trust me.
Let's see. Like and subscribe to the video if you're watching right now. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Show just like Victoria did with her friends in the hallway.
Yeah.
Dude, if you hit the like button, there's a chance you might get like mutant powers or some shit. So just take that chance.
Yeah. Okay, well,
comment down below some show topics.
Oh, no.
Comment down below how much you want me on the show next week.
There you go. Rick's already got booted already. Look. Danny's cheers, bro. There he goes. There he's back. Let's see. Robert Bishop. I think it's Lethal Weapon. Yeah, at least a lieutenant. Yeah, they got to be at least. Yeah, one like Riggs could still be on the force. I don't want to see fucking Danny Glover on there. Like he still has to work, dude. Come on, Robert Bishop. Let's see. Lethal for the viewers. 3 thumbs down. Bishop again. The Jason mug is hard. Yeah, it's pretty sick mug. Let's see. The Predator is a new bad guy in Lethal Weapon. Wow, that's that Bo. That's that Bo fan fiction, man. Like that's there you go. All right. So next we're gonna jump to the Michael Keaton. This is kind of been going back and forth. There's been like some debunking of this too. There was a report that Michael Keaton is set to replace Ben Affleck as the main Batman in the DC Extended Universe has been shot down. With the star's only appearance taking place in Warner Bros. Flash feature film. So we kind of heard a couple months ago that like he was going to be like the Nick Fury of the new DCEU. Like he was going to show up in a bunch of the movies and kind of be like the mentor to some of these heroes. So this could be him just saying like not wanting to spoil stuff. So Victoria, are you excited about Michael Keaton like in this DC EU? Do you think he should be the main Batman for us going forward?
I'm excited about all things DC.
See, I'm glad. See, there's one person out there.
I think with their more recent movies, they're making their way up there, and they're finally getting up to the level that we want them to be. They're getting there.
Yeah. We'll talk about a couple of missteps later. Yeah.
Here's my 2 cents.
Are you excited about the Pattinson Batman coming out?
The what?
The Robert Pattinson Batman movie?
Oh God, that sounds awful.
Have you seen the trailer yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Robert Pattinson.
I watched Tenet. We watched Tenet a couple weeks ago, and like him, and I'm like that was like my first real Robert Pattinson movie. Seeing him act, and I was like, oh no, I was like, I don't see him playing Batman at all. So I'm not,
it's nothing against him as an actor, and it's nothing to do with Twilight, but I just don't see him as Batman. It's same with Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. It's nothing against him or the way he portrayed that character. I just don't see him as a villain. I just don't see them in those roles. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. It's interesting. What do you think about this, Davis? Hey, Rick, is your mic working? No, your mic's not working, Rick. Technical Rick release. So
Ray, do you have the volume on?
Yeah, I double checked this time. It wasn't.
Okay, that's good.
So Davis, what do you think of this, man? Like the rumor that Michael Keaton's going to be the main Batman going forward. He's like what in his 60s right now, so I don't know.
69.
Yeah, you can definitely like kind of put a stuntman in the suit. You don't have to have it. You can like kind of de-age him a little bit so he's not too unbelievable as a badass. But I don't know. What do you think of Keaton being like the main Batman going forward?
I have him in most everything he's in. I mean, he never disappoints, and he kicked ass in as the Vulture in what was it, Homecoming or whatever.
Yeah.
And I definitely have faith in him. That may be the first DC movie other than Wonder Woman that I'll see on opening day. Who knows?
Wow, look at you, man.
To see how it goes.
Look at what happened to you, man. You were just a straight Marvel mark. Now you're reading like Wally West stories, Nightwing stories. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. You
asking me about heroes in crisis. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've always been into Batman and everything. I've read a lot of those trades over the years and everything. They're always amazing, murder mystery noir type, and that's kind of my shit. So
yeah,
I try to read as many of those as possible, and have its own standalone thing most of the time. You don't have to read a lot of the crossover things. So
yeah, right.
But yeah, and then the Pattinson thing. I mean, yeah, I'll see it eventually. But have I told you what I think he looks like?
No, please.
This is what salad fingers. He looks like salad fingers with emo haircut. That's what he looks like to me in the commercials. Although I do like that one scene where he just like keeps punching the guy. I was like, all right, that's a pretty hardcore.
That was cool. Right, I like that scene. Yeah, I don't like the Penguin. Like Colin Farrell as the Penguin, just not. It's not like intriguing me. Like nothing I've seen. Like I like Matt Reeves, the director is great, but I'm just not excited. Like this movie does not have me excited. Like
I don't get why they made the Penguin look like Richard Kind. Why? Like it makes no sense.
Just get Richard Kind, right?
Yeah. He'd be better at it, I think. So, we'll see how it goes.
Have you guys talked about the Gotham
series?
Go.
I haven't seen it.
We mentioned it. I've seen the first few episodes of the first season, and I watched the shitty ending with fucking when Batman fights
Gotham.
Yeah.
Gotham. Yeah, well, because you guys brought up Penguin, I was gonna say, have you guys talked about the Gotham Penguin?
I really have no. I've seen he's shown up in a lot of things. He was in Walking Dead for like a couple episodes. He was in something else big too. I think he's the Australian kid. I didn't watch enough of the show to like form a great opinion on him. I thought he was too skinny to play the Penguin, but my Penguin is like the 80s Burgess Meredith, 60s Burgess Meredith, short, stubby, with monocle, fucking umbrella. That's my Penguin. Like
Jason
he's all
Alexander.
trying to make Penguin all like sexy and shit just doesn't do it for me. All right, so Rick, you're back. You're back. We got your mic on.
You can hear me.
So we got Michael Keaton coming as. I kind of don't want to see him as the main Batman going forward. I would love to see him in a Batman Beyond movie as the next, seeing it like a next generation like Batman. That I don't want to see him as like the main Batman. Like Affleck was, what an underused fucking Batman. What a fucking waste. So what do you think of all this effort?
I'm not sure if I want Michael Keaton. I love Michael Keaton, man, as Batman. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if I. It's like make another good Batman movie before you just start making Batman Beyond. You guys, they're gonna bury the character. And the thing is, the Pattinson one looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I try to be positive. Going in. I still think Pattinson might do a good job, but after seeing Tenet, I don't think he has the action chops. Like I can't really see him in a. That's one thing to see somebody in the suit beating the shit out of somebody, because the suit's supposed to beat the shit out of somebody, that it's Batman. But I want to see what he looks like as Bruce Wayne. And so far, the pictures that I've seen of Bruce Wayne, dude, Bruce Wayne is supposed to be debonair, not looking like he's trying to go to a good Charlotte or My Chemical Romance concert. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to knock, but it's just the parallels of what I see of what Bruce Wayne is and what they're showing me. So. And as far as Michael Keaton, if they're bringing him in as a Nick Fury, I just don't want to see him running around in the bat suit. That's the main thing. I can see him behind the computer, kind of like a la Bruce Wayne and Batman Beyond, like guiding like the Justice League. But at the same time, do we want two Batman in the same universe? I just think he'd overshadow whoever's going to be Batman, unless it's Ben Affleck.
He's already shitting on Pattinson already before he won fucking.
I mean, you put him in once you put him in the cowl, you're going to see. You know, Pattinson has this kind of like.
Did you hear the reports? Huh? Yeah, did you hear the reports about Pattinson like being exhausted? Like he's like kind of he wants to quit being Batman.
Yeah.
So like, why would you take up this role? You know what this role was going to entitle. Like, what the rumors first.
You know what it is? It's because I think it's right now. It's becoming that like the lady who was playing Batwoman. I don't think she could stand up to the pressure of being that particular character. Batman. I mean, to put on the cowl, I think it's tremendous pressure. It's like jumping into the role of like James Bond. You know, everybody wants to throw out all these names. Like, no. You better have a really solid actor to come in and play this role. It's an iconic role. It's like, who else are you going to get to play Indiana Jones? You know, you got Harrison Ford. Who else are you going to play get to play?
Shia LaBeouf, obviously.
You bite your tongue, sir. You bite your tongue.
Guy's not getting work for a minute.
It's more than a role.
Yeah, Shia's on the IR.
Legacy, and you need someone that can live up to that.
Yeah,
that can
definitely.
carry on the legacy.
Definitely.
It's
whoever they bring in, Michael Keaton's definitely going to overshadow them. Even the main cast of whoever else they bring in, he could probably overshadow Cavill as Superman.
He's iconic. He's an iconic character, like movie character. Like Bruce Wayne in the '89 Batman was huge. That turned a lot of people into comic book fans, and it pretty much like the '90s comic boom was
based on Michael Keaton.
Yeah, like and of course like Alan Moore stuff in the mid '80s and like Frank Miller stuff, kind of that. But '89 Batman really set it off.
Yeah,
really. And you without '89 Batman, you wouldn't get the death of Superman. You wouldn't get the Bane breaks Batman back and all the cheesy '80s bullshit. So we'll see, But hey, just always remember, Batman. He says, thumbs up and subscribe. So. Remember what Keaton said. Thumbs up and subscribe to the video. All right. So let's see right here. Let's see. It's Doug. Check 1 2. Need more bass in my mix. Thanks, Doug. Let's see. Pattinson is alum. Yes, he is. I agree. Pattinson is alum.
Wow. Cold-blooded.
Gold Dirty Bastards. I think they're on tonight. Are you guys on tonight? What time? Let's see. All right. So we'll really quickly talk about this. This happened a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to talk about this real quick because this thing looks horrible. Where the hell is it at? Oh, there it goes. All right. So the new Spider-Man suit's coming out. So we've kind of heard rumors about this, and every couple of years they kind of revamp the suit and try to do something new. So they unveiled this new costume. It's designed by Dustin Weaver. It's a departure would be an understatement. It's based on colors of blue and white and gray. Electric orange highlights are a new palette for Spider-Man. This looks like a fucking mess. I hate this costume so much. Like at least to have the old color scheme. These colors don't work for Spider-Man at all. This is like, I don't know. Spider-Man has such a classic costume. Any like real deviations from it, I'm just like, no, this is not the black costume where that was like simplified, beautiful. Great, like because he has so many alternate costumes. You play the video game, you can see how many goddamn costumes he has. But this is like, I don't see this lasting too long. Like the leggings on this, I hate the color scheme. The mask, like it looks like almost like Deadpool. The ovals like outside the eyes. I'm not feeling this. Victoria, you're taking this very seriously. I appreciate that. As an outsider looking in, what do you think of this Spider-Man suit?
Well, this is my first hearing it. I first see it. I don't even think that's Spider-Man.
Yeah. He had an alternate costume. Yeah, no, it's apparently that's Spider-Man. I think this is coming out of the Nick Spencer Spider-Man, which hasn't been great. And it looks like Nick Spencer's had a hand in this too. I don't know. It's so as just as an aesthetic. Like, what do you think of this suit?
I mean, I think the suit is cool, but not for Spider-Man. I mean, I could see it on somebody else, but it's like you said, it's the wrong color scheme. It's the wrong mask. It doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. They did a good job, but it's not Spider-Man.
Yeah. If this was like a one and done, like, oh, I have this suit for a special mission I'm doing, but this is sounding like this is going to be the suit for at least a few story arcs. So yeah, Davis, what do you think of this, man? What do you think of this suit?
I mean, it's probably not going to last. They did the same color scheme basically with Batman and Superman. Like, you know, eventually they'll come back and say, "Oh, I got to remember who I was." He'll pick up the old stripes and everything, you know, and put on.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of a ploy for another thing for the video games, you know, that they can just be like, "Here's another suit to throw out there," you know, because that was a big part of it. Everyone was so excited about all the different suits you pick and find, you know, so.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a suit you can unlock, like, you know, like you find like 10 pigeons, you can unlock this suit. But Effort, I see you're perplexed, you're perturbed, you're urged of some kind. What do you think?
Man,
your favorite suit? You can't wait to unlock this, right? You gonna get the hot toy of this?
Dude, like, honestly, it looks like, did he like join the X-Men and like steal somebody else's suit? Like, or did the X-Men like bust out their own like bootleg Spider-Man? What's up with the eyes, bro? Honestly, he looks like it's giving me the owl vibes or Owlman vibes from like Watchmen. Like, what's up with the fucking eyes? Why does he have like, wait a minute, I'm looking closer. Does he have like the regular kind of like ovally eyes and then another set of eyes and then another set of eyes?
He's got like the Deadpool. He looks like a alternate Deadpool costume. Like he's got like the circle or I don't like the thigh high boots. I'm not liking that.
Is this a Stark suit?
I don't think so.
Because he got Stark right behind this motherfucker right now, and I'm like, don't let this be another Tony Stark thing, another thing to hate this man for.
Stark's not using technology right now in the comics.
Okay, all right. But
the eyes look like the instant kill thing from the movies that they do.
This here is shit.
Yeah, and he's had like a lot of bad costumes. He's had like bad alternate costumes, but they were only like for like a hit issue or two, not like this is like going forward. Like this is
silvery gray.
It's just the colors. Like maybe if they made this red and black, like red, black, and blue. Like
they could have took away the gold and put red on that.
Yeah,
and
or the boots red and like the black. Black and the. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look like.
Get rid of the silver. The silver needs to go, bro.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The silver needs to go, and made the trim. What's up? It looks like. I mean, I know we're gonna talk about it, but it looks like Wonder Woman like wrapped her lasso everywhere around his shit.
Hey man, don't kink shame him.
It just looks like it.
It does.
It's like, did Electro make a suit? What the fuck?
Looks
like a luchador.
It looks like a luchador and Dirty Bastard.
El Dandy. It's fucking El Spidey.
Hated it. 2 snaps in a circle. Yeah. Like Davis said, I don't see this like lasting too long. Hopefully a couple story arcs. Like, all right, we'll go back to the old suit or something better, like a better updated redesign. Like, the movies have done it pretty good. The Spidey suits in the movies, barring the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, have been pretty decent. So I don't know if it's too dramatic of a change. Like in the black costume in the 80s was a big dramatic change, but that was part of the story, and that costume looked cool. That was a fucking cool looking costume.
Who did this?
Who designed it?
Who designed it? Yeah.
What's his name?
You sound like someone broke your window.
What was the name?
Dustin Weaver.
Dustin Weaver? You made a bad design, Weaver. That's a bad design, Weaver.
You're gonna give him you're gonna mark an F on his project.
Yeah.
Is this costume part of like any storyline, or is it just like a hey, check this out kind of?
No, it's part of a storyline. They're hinting at this for like last year. But I'm seeing like close-ups on the face. It doesn't look like Spider-Man, like like from the side profile. It's all like, I don't know. It looks like some shit. Yeah, no, it doesn't look right to me. I'm not
like someone else completely.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't get Spider-Man. If you took the spider away, took the spider design away, it could be any like in the webs. Yeah. It's kind of whack. Not feeling it.
He has the blue and gold going. It's like, what team is he on? He's on the gold team.
Red and gold. Red and gold fleet. It's not a good fucking design. I'm not feeling that. All right. So we'll get to the Wonder Woman. What time you gotta get out of here, Victoria? What time? 9? 10?
What time is it?
8:30.
8:30.
8:30. I'll give you 15 minutes.
All right. So I guess we'll start the Wonder Woman review now, and then we could we'll jump in. We got a couple more subjects, and we could do that without Victoria. But we're gonna start the review. We're gonna start this Wonder Woman review. We'll start this now. Make note of the time, Rick. Of course.
Okay.
We're gonna go full
30 minutes.
spoilers. Full spoilers. All right. So full spoilers on this Wonder Woman 84. We're going to talk some positives first because I have a lot of negative things to say about this movie. It's kind of a mess plot wise. It's kind of all over the place. But first, I want to kind of go through like what you guys liked. There was a couple likable things. Not much in my opinion, but I want to hear you guys' opinion. So Victoria, I'll go to you first. What were some of the things you actually liked about this movie?
The first thing that I noticed and absolutely loved was the wardrobe. I thought they did a fantastic job with all of it. Other than that, I noticed in one of the fight scenes that the score was really great. And then Gal Gadot is always fun. We're talking about positives, right?
Yeah, we're positive. Yeah, let's get that. Let's get the positive shit out of the way. Let's get the positive.
I did notice in the beginning that it was a bit more inclusive without shoving it in your face. You notice you have like a black cop and a female cop in the first scene, and they bring in like some other different, I guess like sub characters or other players. It's a bit more. It feels more inclusive without just really saying like, oh look, everyone's here and we're including everyone. It's more inclusive, I think is what I'm trying to say. But we kind of lose that towards the end.
I like the opening scene with the Amazons, the Olympic Games kind of thing. I thought that was well shot. Davis, what about you, man? What was some of the positive things that you saw out of this?
I mean, I think Gal Gadot is pretty awesome. She does make a really good Wonder Woman. I listened to Patty Jenkins was on Marin the other day, and I listened to like an hour and a half interview, and she's a badass. Her career, the way she came up in the industry and everything, and to do that as a woman, she got to. Hats off to her. She kicks ass. About the movie, I love the beginning of it. The big, what do you call it, marathon thing they did. I thought that was really cool. I really like the backstory of Wonder Woman, and I think they should have explored that a lot more. Because also those are the characters that everyone kind of loves. All the Amazons and everything. They're badass warrior chicks. That's what people really wanted out of that movie.
Yeah, I want to definitely hear your guys' opinions on what you want to see from part 3 from this story. Rick, what are some of the positive things out of this movie? Gal Gadot, yeah.
Gal Gadot, I mean, she's Wonder Woman. She's great as Wonder Woman. I actually did like parts with Kristen Wiig as the cheetah. Parts. I didn't say the whole thing. I said parts.
Bite
your tongue, goddammit. Parts. The music was good. Music was great. Pedro Pascal is fucking awesome as fuck, dude.
He was in the wrong movie.
He was wasted. I kind of feel he might have been wasted.
Yeah.
But yeah. Visuals were cool. Some.
What about? How did we feel about the invisible jet? I thought that was awesome because I didn't even remember the invisible jet, and then
I'm glad it made an appearance, but it wasn't. I wanted something in Wonder Woman to, if it's gonna appear like that and just like they're gonna try to like throw it at you, they should have done it like the way New Mutants did and threw out Lockheed at you. You want to fanboy hard, you want to fangirl hard when you see some shit. Just go bananas. Mm-hmm. I think it was nice to have. I don't think I ever had like I'm gonna go bananas moment in this movie.
It was definitely fan service, but I liked the visual of that. That was like one of the few visuals I actually really enjoyed.
I think it felt more of like a nice nod. It wasn't like
definitely
part of the show.
Yeah, give fans a little bone. People have been asking about the invisible jet, so yeah, they gave us a little they gave us an invisible jet, but not the real invisible jet. So
Do y'all know what the backstory is on the invisible jet? I forgot to look it up. How she got, because it was kind of a Mr. Miyagi moment. I felt like where she's like, hold on.
Yeah. She kind of basically she used the same technology that to hide her island with that. So it was kind of like a cop out, like she just has an invisible jet in the cartoon and comics and stuff. They kind of gave us what they wanted with that. All right. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. He was cool. I like the end credit scene was. I love Linda Carter, so that was cute. That was a cute little scene. I did not say the movie for me. So yeah, it's all right. So any other positive things we want to talk about? Because like, and Victoria, you actually like this movie more than probably we did. Like you had a couple more positive things about this. Yeah, but overall, what you think? Did you like the movie? Did you?
I did. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Sit down and watch it. It felt a little long. It lost me in the middle, and then it came back a little bit in the end. But I mean, you said it perfectly. Last time we talked about it, the ending felt like a Hallmark movie.
So, yeah, a lot of the plot felt like a Hallmark movie. This felt like it was just like cheesy. Like that's one of my issues with the third act. Like it just like kind of like, okay, we're gonna we'll get to the ending and all that stuff. So all right, so we'll start off with some of the negative stuff. The opening mall scene. She like I guess we'll start from the beginning. The special effects when she's sliding around really took me out of it. Like when watching her like slide around and using her lasso has a web shooter and like kind of the lasso kind of turning and everything. Like there was no weight to the action at all. It just felt floaty. So right away I was just like, oh, is this gonna be what the movie is? Because that took me right out of it. Like I love the first one. The first one I thought was amazing. I thought it was great. Well did. And I understand the criticisms of the third act with the battle at the end. It was kind of a CG fest, whatever. But that No Man's Land scene in the middle of that movie was fucking great, man. Brought a tear to my eye. I love that scene so much. Yeah. And so coming into this one, I was super juiced. It just felt like the action was just like weird, man. It was just the effects felt weird. Just like I said, there was no weight to the action. It just felt like it was just cheese. It was a Hallmark movie, like, and I don't know. So, Davis, what do you think of this beginning, this beginning setup? Like, what do you think of the beginning of the film? What do you think of the setup for the plot and stuff like that?
Dude, I feel like I blacked out for the plot. Honestly, there was so many conversations and everything that I was like, there's like an hour and a half of this movie you could cut out. Which I know DC is known for shooting like an 8-hour movie and then jumping there, and then they've got a plot that doesn't really make any sense. And then they're like, we'll do the Snyder cut later. It'll be fine. So and going back to your thing about action scenes, they relied so much on slow motion. Like it wasn't any like. They weren't like well choreographed. They just slowed one motion down. And you're like, all she did was extend it out. Like they took it into like 10 seconds. It was just a bit ridiculous.
It was floaty. They were so floaty. The action scenes. It wasn't like like there was no like and there's no. They're not like even cool visuals. It's just like her floating around. It's like, what is this? I don't get the fucking action in this movie.
In that interview I listened to, she actually does talk about the first movie and how the DC executives and studio execs all fought for the CGI at the end. She adamantly was opposed to it, and they were like, all DC movies do it. We have to do it. And that was terrible. It looked like a video game.
Yeah. And that's, you can definitely see the criticism in that. But at least there was like some kind of battle. Like the ending of this movie had their battle at the end of this movie was ridiculous. So Rick, what'd you think of the plot with Steve Trevor coming back?
I mean, you could have brought him back. You had ample ways to bring him back with that kind of power, but the way you chose to do it, and I heard her defend it, and that's okay. You can defend it all you want, but you had a stone that was given some kind of omnipotent power, and this is the way you chose to revive a character, which was weird. If it was a guy, if it was on the flip side, Hollywood would be up in arms right now, tweeting, the fucking social justice warriors would be out. Oh my God, fucking Batman raped Catwoman or some shit, But trust me, it's because the thing is, it was something without a consent. It's a character took over somebody else's body. The body swap. Yeah, the body swap.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just bring him back?
Yeah, just
like it was a wish. It was a wish. You could bring him back. Yeah, it's a zombie. Right around that. Are you kidding me, dude? You guys are the ones who were writing this thing. And there were so many other plot points that it's like if this was a problem for you that you couldn't make that change, but you let all this other shit go, who was in this writing room? Who? Jeff Johns?
Johns,
you have a lot to answer for, sir.
There was a third writer too that his like one highlight was the Doom movie from back in the day. So I don't know if he had a hand in it.
The Rock movie?
Yeah. He was a third writer on this, so I think that's his only like credit to. So the plot was very like and the fact that they set this movie, the fact that they set this movie in the 80s was kind of pointless too. There was no real the only music that there was no real like you the one thing you said in 84 you expect they're going to have a cool 80s soundtrack. It seems like the only reason to have it's set in the 80s to have that mall scene in the beginning is like, oh, look at that spot, and then him have his like
the fanny pack moment,
the cliche I'm a man out of time, and the reverse from the first movie because she was out of place. And so I get why they did that, but there was no reason for this movie to be set in the 80s. They could have set this in the modern time; it would have been fine. I'm a big 80s guy. You know, I love the 80s. It's a great. I grew up in that decade. It's one of my favorite decades for sure. I love the 80s nostalgia. But this was kind of pointless to set this movie in the 80s. I don't. It was just like for one scene, you're going to set this movie in the 80s. It was really brought nothing to the plot. So it was just kind of a mess. The plot, which the stone was kind of all over the place. It's just kind of a simplistic plot, like where Maxwell Lord, that's what I say. He's like in name only in Maxwell Lord. This is not the Maxwell Lord from the comics. He's totally different in the comics. And they added the thing with the son, trying to make it a little more family, family oriented, whatever. But that plot was just kind of all over the place. And I'm gonna become the wishing stone, and people have to make wishes on me to like, and I take something from them. And so it's just the monkey. It's like Monkey's Paw the movie. It's a Latin
things.
Yeah, it's just
it felt very 90s.
It's a very like cliche plot. We've seen this plot before. It's not like there's nothing new. And so of course you make a wish, and it's going to cost you something. And so it's just this movie's all over the place. Gal Gadot was good. I like Gal Gadot, but I don't know. Everybody seemed kind of off in this movie. And so Kristen Wiig, that's my next big complaint. Rick, you kind of like some of her setup.
Some of her setup is just, what ends up happening? She somewhere in the movie she starts becoming Kristen Wiig. That's what kills her. She's Kristen Wiig in every movie. Yeah, she goes full Kristen Wiig. All this build up for Cheetah. I was excited for Cheetah to actually come out. I like Cheetah as a villain. From the old Super Friends cartoons and some of the cartoon shows and stuff. Like Cheetah's a great villain, and so we see a slow transition. She becomes I want to become more like Wonder Woman, and there's no real Cheetah thing. She wears a cheetah print jacket, but there's no real setup for her becoming a cheetah. She just wants to become an apex predator, and she becomes a cheetah. There's no real setup, and then we have this whole build up for Cheetah, and then when she finally comes out. She looks like a reject from the Na'vi, and they have the worst fucking fight scene ever. It's a Cirque du Soleil fight. They're just like she. I guarantee somebody went to Cirque du Soleil and saw one of the acts and said, "Hey, we should do our fight scene just like that," because that's what it fucking felt like. It was that fight scene was a fucking mess. I couldn't stand that fight scene. She was all over the fucking place. And it just felt that they did a disservice to Cheetah. It was like all that build up. You built this up 2 minutes,
and you had a 2-minute. Really bad CGI scene with the Cheetah. Davis, what did you think of Kristen Wiig's character in Wonder Woman 84?
I felt like she was Kristen Wiig, and I don't really know the Cheetah character. I vaguely recall her from cartoon, I guess. I don't really know much on the backstory, but at one point I think I went to go refill my drink and came back, and she was like a full-on Cheetah, and I was like, what the fuck happened? What is going on? Which that was the nice thing about that was a positive thing. I got to go refill my drink and I didn't have to pay for anything. If DC releases all their movies like this, I'll watch them all.
It wasn't even worth pausing, huh?
No, I didn't. I saw how long the movie was. And I was like,
no, we're gonna work this.
I'll go ahead and out my parents. My parents do like Hallmark movies a lot and watch a lot of them. And they fell asleep through this movie twice. They tried to watch 2 times.
We got a lot of that. We got a lot of people saying they fell asleep through this. Victoria, so what do you think of Cheetah?
I agree that the Cheetah part kind of came out of nowhere. It was just all of a sudden, I want to be Apex I want to be a cheetah, and then she was. And
She didn't say that. She said, "I want to be an apex predator." She had nothing to do with a cheetah, like through the whole movie. And then all of a sudden,
movie doesn't talk about it. Doesn't say, "Oh, I love cheetahs. I love cats."
Maybe, or like have a poster on the wall, like a calendar of like cute cheetah prints or something. Like just.
When I saw her as Cheetah for the first time, I was like, "Oh, this looks like that Cats movie no one liked."
Yeah.
This didn't work there. Let's try it again.
Fair.
Here.
Yeah. No. Like Taylor Swift probably would have did a better job than her.
But I think Kristen Wiig was great as Barbara in the beginning, playing that likable person, but it didn't translate to being the villain. I think that's where we lost it, which might have been their whole point. She's supposed to be the lovable person.
Yeah.
But it just didn't translate. It doesn't carry over.
Yeah, it felt kind of unearned too. It felt like she just kind of like her heel turn was just like, I don't know. They tried to like slowly do it, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was like it didn't have any weight to me when she turned. Like, okay, it doesn't really make me feel anything. Effort. So what'd you think of Kristen Wiig?
I'm going to echo the exact same sentiment she said, dude. You like her. She's good early. But like you said this, right, when we were watching it, you started getting Jamie Foxx Amazing Spider-Man 2 vibes. Like that nerdy kind of professory kind of, it's the trope. I get it. She played the Barbara Minerva part like well. But once she started like, oh, I'm Cheetah, I'm like, okay. Apex Predator. I mean, I was expecting her to turn into fucking King Shark. Tell you the truth, I was like, that would have been fucking better than fucking turning into Cheetah. Is Cheetah a fucking is Cheetah an Apex Predator? I don't know. You know, if there's another predator and something above it, something's gonna eat it, right?
She could have been like a fucking velociraptor or something, like fucking.
Yeah, right. Exactly. What was she?
There was no reason. There was no setup for a cheetah. Like there was no setup for her being a cheetah. Like fucking, it just made no sense. Like.
And I hope we get to the whole Pascal thing, man.
Yeah, let's talk Pedro Pascal next, man. Why don't you set us off on that, Rick? What would you think of Pedro Pascal's character?
Dude,
his arc and all?
This is like one of the things that got me so fucking excited for this movie. You told me Maxwell Lord, and for people who are, for comic fans, Maxwell Lord is like a damn villainous character. I mean, he's maniacal. He's a real bad guy. Why am I liking this guy? Why they're giving him a kid like, oh, look, he's hugging his boy. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to like him. There's supposed to be nothing like likable about this guy. In the comics, this is the same guy. No, spoilers, damn it, sorry. But he was gonna force Wonder Woman to fucking to snap Superman's fucking head, right?
Well, she did to Maxwell Lord. She
she ended up killing Maxwell Lord because I think he was controlling Superman.
There you go. Yeah,
he was controlling Superman.
That was the 52 not the new 52, but the 52 series.
Yeah, I mean it was awesome, dude. It was an awesome moment. But this is the fucking villain we got. I mean, what is she like? Really, what Patty Jenkins is trying to do? Is she trying to make some kind of fucking allegory to what's fucking going on with Trump? This is supposed to be an escape. I don't need this shit. What you could have gave me my escape by giving me Maxwell Lord and making him irredeemable, a fucking prick, not relying on a stone for powers. Come on, man. I don't get why all guys are made to be fucking stupid when like these kind of movies come out. Like when it's like a girl power movie. Let's make the guys dumb. The only redeemable guy felt like it was Steve Trevor. Every other guy was a piece of shit. I mean, I wanted him to be
just
a piece
like
of
the
shit.
show right here.
Yeah, I wanted him to be a piece of shit, dude. I wanted Maxwell Lord to be a piece of shit, but no, they gave that character a little bit of heart. Come on.
I didn't need the kid plot. He's never had a kid in the comics. Like it was kind of weird having the kid in there and like trying to force that emotional story on us. Like it was so much Hallmark shit, man.
Yes. It was a Hallmark movie wrapped in a Twilight movie.
I wanted to talk about the action next, man. The action is kind of all over the place. Well, the first that action scene on the road, like as soon as she jumps out of that car, I was laughing my ass off because I told Rick right away, this looks like straight up a Smallville episode when he's running with the Flash Dude, it looks straight up like CW shit. It looks so like there's no like
bad.
There's no like real world of like there's no like
no physics.
No physics. There you go.
It feels like there's no physics to this.
It's just like she's floating around. It's like very like flighty. It's like she's on wires running. It's like there's no like it's such a mess. I just like what the fuck are they doing? Like it's so corny and not even like a good way. It feels like they were trying to do like the 70s TV show. Like kind of get that vibe, but they failed miserably, man. I just don't like. I didn't like the action in this movie. It just kind of disappointed me. And the first one had some great action pieces, man. I was like, there was weight to those action. It felt like it was, it felt like it was a war movie, but with some superheroes thrown in. So Victoria, what'd you think of the action scenes in this movie?
I thought there were some great action scenes. I think the mall scene was probably the best. There are some cool parts of that road scene, but that CGI really took me out of it. And it just threw me off. I think that whole part of when they flew overseas was just like, okay, here we are. Okay, now we're gone. It was just really weird. But the cheetah fight at the end, I don't know if we're talking about that right now.
Bring it up. Yeah. It's all open book now.
You really don't see Cheetah at all, and then like the one or two times you see her face, it's just like really dark.
Yes,
yeah, I think they knew how bad. I think they knew how bad the design was, and like, all right, we're gonna have to darken this up a little bit because that whole last scene was really dark, and I think they knew how bad the CG was on this, and so we're gonna have to make this as dark as we can and make it as short as we can because we don't want people fucking watching this for too long. Davis, what do you think of the action in this flick?
Like I was saying before, the slow motion just takes me out of it completely. I was like, it's cool to do it once, maybe twice, like big moves, but they did it for every single bit they could, over and over again. And I was just like, dude, why didn't you just hire a choreographer and fucking do it,
Even Zack Snyder has his limits on the slow motion. Even he fucking knows when to fucking pull back on that shit. It's just no gravity to these fight scenes, man. I just thought they were kind of a mess. What'd you think of that last fight, that last battle?
The Cirque du Soleil one you're talking about? Yeah. I mean, it happened real quick. I was like, what? I almost couldn't tell what was going on at parts. I was like, this is just like a poorly made video game. That's how I feel about most of the DC movies I've seen when it comes to those big battles at the end. They're just, it's the little animated part before you do the quest in the video game every time, and it doesn't have any real depth or much to it, I feel like. But I was just looking up that third writer, and turns out he wrote the Godzilla movie or part of it in 2014, and he's working on the Shang-Chi movie. So see how that goes. He's also working on the next Into the Spider-Verse movie too. So
hopefully he does better than that. I don't know. I think it looks like a lot of the blame has to go with Jeff Johns. Like he should know better, man. He's a fucking actual great. I like him as a writer a lot. Man. He's like one of my favorite DC writers. So him, seeing his name on this, really like what the fuck happened, man? And as far as like that last scene too, like the armor was so pointless. That armor had no reason to be in the movie. Like, by that point, she already got her powers back, and she doesn't need armor to fight Cheetah. Like she didn't like.
That was really lame.
It gave off like dot matrix vibes from Spaceballs. It didn't even look cool. Like I know they were trying to go for the armor from was it Kingdom Come? Like they're trying to get that vibe. It did like the Kingdom Come armor looked epic and like fucking badass. This looked just like she was dot matrix with wings, man, and it was pointless. She came in. And she got the wings ripped off, and she was just in a gold suit for the rest of the fight scene, it was just meh.
I was confused because I thought the whole backstory from the suit was that it was the armor from all the other warriors, and one woman wore it against an entire army. Meanwhile, Kristen Wiig in a cat's costume just went and tore it apart.
It was badly damaged in that war, I guess.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's just that was kind of pointless. It was just like, all right, well, we want to sell some toys and need to have her in some some alternate costume, and I guess it was a setup for the end credits too with Linda Carter. So I guess he had to have that, but it was just kind of pointless. They could have did something a little more badass with that armor. What'd you think of that?
It was a cool visual seeing like Cheetah through it, but it was kind of pointless and it didn't make sense. And she destroyed it in 5 seconds.
Yeah, a whole army of warriors can destroy, but like, somebody with long fingernails and some catnip can fucking take that shit down.
From an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh man, yeah, so straight up like mini Na'vi. So Rick, what do you think of the armor showing up in this?
So as a person who plays DC Universe online and am aligned with the Magic users, it looks just like the fucking armor you trade all these tokens in just to fucking get in that game. So to me, it looks like video game armor, and there's no. So to go to the action scenes, I'm not gonna blame Jeff Johns for those. The person I'm gonna blame, and I can't believe I'm doing it, Patty Jenkins. You have a lot to answer for. You're the one who directed action scenes. Why didn't you bring a fight choreographer on here, or a legit fight choreographer to work with these actresses? Because to me, doing action scenes in slow-mo, that's lazy filmmaking. You don't want to make an action movie. Oh, sorry, Fielding. You don't want to make an action movie. You want to make an action movie, that's fine. You want to make a new age action movie, for whatever reasons, like you don't want to go full on balls out action. Because I just saw like a picture that Zack Snyder had for his idea that he was going to have like severed heads being held by fucking Wonder Woman in like the go back shot, which would have been a little bit too intense, I think. But she's a warrior. She's a warrior. I could have done without the armor, because I would have rather seen Diana like bitch, I'm Wonder Woman. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. Like she's like a true, like, I'm a warrior. You're the one stopping all of this. I have to stop you. No, she relied on armor. And to get to the armor for setting up Linda Carter, that's cheap. That's a cheap way to get fucking. I mean, for the fan service, just to include armor, just so you can link to something else. That's so cheap. I mean, there's other ways you could have included her, and there's other ways to do it, but that was a cheap money grab. I don't know if that was Patty Jenkins or that might have been forced on her by WB. But somebody needs to. Zack Snyder might need to be an executive producer on the next one, but I don't know what the fuck. She can't do this again. I mean, the like I said, if you're gonna make a superhero movie, there has to be at least some good action. And there wasn't. So
yeah, I was disappointed with all the action, and then I was really disappointed too with the ending, like her just like kind of. Well, actually, I want to talk about some of the more of the action too. Like, what would you guys think of the web slinging and her? Like, I thought her flying was fine. Like, she flew after the Perez run in the 80s. She got kind of gained the ability to fly. So I kind of like some of the flying stuff, but I didn't like the web slinging. Her like kind of using the lasso as a web, like web shooters. Like she's just like swinging along. That kind of took me out. I thought that kind of looked ridiculous. Victoria, what do you think of the flying stuff?
I thought the flying was like a sweet nod to Steve, but we spent a lot of time just soaring through the clouds when we could have moved on. I think it was cool that we got the invisible jet. I don't think we needed the flying right now. But to go back to Linda Carter, because I got to take off here. I could be wrong, but I think after Diana renounces her wish, that clip where it cuts to her running away, is that not Linda Carter? Do they not show like a small clip of her?
I can't remember that. No. Did they fucking Fight Club that shit? Throwing a fucking scene from the.
To me, that's what it looked like, because you have that weird Smallville running of just her face and behind a green screen, and then it cuts to a side clip, and it looks like an OG Wonder Woman clip.
Maybe they threw that in like a little subliminal, get you ready for Linda Carter.
We'll have to rewatch.
Well, yeah, because I saw that it looked like it flipped to an OG Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
I would say I would watch it again, but I probably won't watch it again.
And then you don't have to watch the whole thing; just watch that clip. And then at the end, when Linda Carter actually comes in for the final credit scene, I was like, "Oh, that has to be what that was."
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'll check out that one scene just for your recommendation. All right, so Victoria, you gotta get out of here. You gotta go work and do all that cool stuff.
I'm going to see Electric Mile.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, and thanks for coming on and making us not look like an asshole. A bunch of dudes shit on Wonder Woman.
We still do.
We're gonna still talk about it, but all right, now we can get the real shit out of the way. Now Victoria's gone. All right. All right, Victoria. Thank you. All right. It's just kind of a mess of a movie. I kind of want to talk about what you think, Rick? What you think of that ending? And like that, I'm gonna like talk the Super 8 ending. I'm just gonna talk them down and no real big action set piece. So, what do you think of that ending?
Anticlimactic. I mean, I understand what they're going for. It's a new way to solve a problem. It's a different way to solve a problem. Yeah. Pretty much the first time I saw like almost like an ending without like the superhero having to use like just their fist to bloody the shit out of the other person. But okay, I mean, it's who we're talking about, man. It's just the times that we're in too. It's like it's Wonder Woman, the baddest fuck. I mean, I still think of it. In all of DC, I still think of her as probably the top warrior. Like fighting wise, like she's the one who can best everybody. Just
she's a warrior.
She's a warrior.
Yeah, and they just kind of made her character too soft, man. Too like, no, this is not the Wonder Woman I know, man. She's a badass fucking bee, man.
For being a badass too, how was she tripping over Steve Trevor for that long, dude?
Yeah,
I need to see some kind of strength. I understand that you after 30 years, okay. After 40, all right. This is 70 fucking years, man.
Time to get over it. Time to move on.
Move on. No, I'm serious, dude. It just makes you look fucking whiny and piney. Yeah. I don't
whiny and Chris Piney?
Hello. Whoa.
So what would you rank this in the the recent DCEU? What would you rank this? Like, is this you consider this the worst one? Yeah. No. What do you think? Suicide Squad?
Birds of Prey is the worst one.
Yeah. What about you, Davis? What do you rank this in the DC? Is this the worst one? Is it not second last? What do you think? Where do you rank this?
I'm not a fan of many of them. So,
in the hierarchy of like, what are the worst ones in your opinion?
I really didn't like Suicide Squad. I hope James Gunn can save the next one because I was just like, this is brutal. It wasn't as bad as that.
It was Wonder Woman wasn't as bad as Suicide Squad.
I don't think so. I thought there were just so many characters in Suicide Squad that I was like, you're tacking on more? Like, why?
Yeah.
And then it got to like character villains in it, and I was like, I didn't even know she was in this movie, and she's the main villain. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, she played Axl Rose. Yeah,
she was Akasha, dude. She was Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, that movie's a mess. I would put it up there. I would say Birds of Prey.
Those are my Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman are my bottom three.
Those are the worst three, I would say. Yeah,
I'll go with that.
I still haven't seen the Joker. Yeah.
Joker's
great, man. I like it.
No. It's a bad Joker movie. Good movie though.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
What the hell's the point? And what the hell's the point?
It's a Scorsese bite, man. But it's a good Scorsese film.
I don't like the Joker having an origin story.
Yeah, I don't. That's my main issue.
That needs to happen. But
let's see, Gold Dirty Bastards. What positives other than Gal Gadot looking good?
She just needs a better. She needed a better script. It's not her fault.
No, it's not. This one's not her fault. Yeah,
definitely. It's not her fault. She was great in almost every scene she was in. It's not her fault.
Wasted the Mando's talents. Yeah, I think he was kind of wasted in this, man. Yeah, it was kind of a mess. Krista, I liked Linda Carter. Woman. I thought it said something else. Wonder Woman's boots. The rest of boobs. They Twilight Wonder Woman, and that's not okay. Yeah. Or GDB. Wasted talent. Bishop. Wax sauce.
Whack juice.
And bum sauce. And that's the recipe. That's the recipe they used to make this movie.
Pretty much.
Let's see. The Invisible Jet from Christo. Invisible Jet was disrespected. Bishop, you can lose a coffee mug, but you can't duck with a whole jet.
How do you know how to fly that thing after so many years?
There's so many plot holes in that fucking movie. Fell asleep. Gold Dirty Bastards fell asleep 3 times on the movie. No lie. The cat didn't like it either.
I I threw my hands up in the air at the point where they did these fashion montage. I'd really love to see an 80s movie without a fucking montage. The movie is the montage of fashion, like
Rocky 4. Yeah, it's a whole that's a movie.
It's an 80s movie. You need the montage.
That's the whole movie's a montage. It's like 45 minutes of montage of that.
I need a montage.
Yeah, this is like seriously, that's like so much. Let's see. Wonder Woman 84 was a rom-com, disrespectful. Hayden, what's up, Hayden? Howdy, fellas.
Up, Hayden?
Yeah. So what do you guys want to see from what do you guys want to see from, like, I guess she's coming back, Patty Jenkins is coming back, Gal Gadot of course is coming back. They kind of greenlit this right away, so I guess it got enough numbers for them to justify another movie. Hopefully they kind of do some better stuff than that. So what do you guys kind of want to see? I want to personally see Giganta. I'm a big Giganta mark from Super Friends and the comic. She's basically, she can grow very big, and like she gives Wonder Woman some trouble. So Wonder Woman fighting a big ass, tall, fucking hot redhead, I'm totally down for. And as far as like storylines go, I kind of want to see him go War of the Gods, man. War of the Gods was a big storyline in the late 80s DC Comics, where pretty much all the gods came down, and different side, different side, like the Roman side and the Greek side, the gods, there was Mercury versus Hermes, and it was kind of that vibe. The gods were going fighting each other. So I wouldn't mind seeing that storyline. That was a great Wonder Woman storyline from the 80s. I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of pull from that. So what about you, Davis? And have you read a lot of Wonder Woman stuff? But any storylines you would want to see on the big screen?
I read like some of the new 52 stuff a few years ago. It was okay.
She's not all bad. She's not all bad.
There's not anything I'd really like a storyline I could pick out to tell you, but I like a lot of the kind of origins. I mean, like I like the stuff with all the Amazon warriors and all that. Like I said, the beginning of the movie I thought was awesome, and her upbringing. And did they touch on her being like made out of clay? I can't remember about that.
They made a joke. She made like a joke about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
They made like an off cut, like, oh, I molded you out of clay, and like, kind of like off. They kind of like.
Yeah, they should get into that a little bit somehow.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to see more of the Greek myths and like more. Yeah, I think War of the Gods would be a cool concept for a movie. What about you, Effort?
Check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's cool. There was some crossovers with Flash, and I think there was one issue in that Mark Waid run where he crossed over with Hermes and Mercury were fighting. That was a crossover.
Is it George Perez?
Yeah, I think it was. George Perez was reading.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent story. Yeah, it's a good story. I think that would be a fun story to do on the big screen. An epic story. I think she needs an epic fucking movie after this. Like kind of like
definitely
you made a lighthearted Hallmark comedy. I want to see an epic fucking Wonder Woman movie for next go around. Effort, what about you, man? Any stories you want to see pulled from the big screen for the third one?
Nothing in particular, man. Just because I'm afraid. Just because they greenlit this movie based on the reactions to this flick. So, are we gonna get a sequel, the same stuff that she's doing in this movie, and she's just gonna do it again? Because that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want her, getting into a fight with Giganta. We're gonna see shit about to go down, and all of a sudden she's like, "Don't do this. Think about everything you're doing." And then Giganta powers down and fucking turns herself in for all the fucking. I'm sorry, I don't know what I've been doing with my life. That's what scares me. Somebody needs to come on board, and I'm not saying I want a bleak ass Wonder Woman movie, but I don't want a soft fucking cupcake one either. Meet me halfway. Meet me halfway. It's a fair thing. Patty, you fucked up. You didn't know how to. You directed action once. I mean, I saw the action she directed in the first one. I don't know why she couldn't. It felt like she just abandoned that, or maybe she wasn't working with the same crew or same something. What was it?
Yeah, I think they got confused where like, oh, she's supposed to be the character of hope. No, she's a character of fucking like badass vengeance. She's a fucking.
Dude. She's the first person that will slice somebody's throat before like. She's looking to kill somebody before Superman and Batman will.
She had a sword and a shield in the first movie. She doesn't have that now. Now she has her web shooter, her gold web shooters. So they took.
Very good point.
They took her. They took her like badass weapons away from her in this movie. So now she's all passive and peaceful now. Like, that's not the way. That's not the one.
Yeah, it's pretty much what the death of Steve make her soft. Because if they're doing that, that's the same thing that fucking I gave shit for to Chris Nolan for having Batman go retired for 7 years and shit, and Dark Knight Rises. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah,
really, honestly, what the fuck?
WTF?
WTF?
So, any final thoughts before you end this spoiler-filled rant? Any other? What the fuck was that?
Nerds.
What the fuck is he taking shots of now? So, any last thoughts, Davis, about this movie? Any final grievances you want to share about this?
I think we've shared enough grievances. Yeah, I just would like a DC movie that I'm thoroughly satisfied with. I think Wonder Woman does need to be a badass. She is a badass, and I mean, I've been delving into DC more and more, as you know. And
the stories are great, man.
Yeah. I'll have to dive into hers more. I don't. I've only read, like I said, some of the New 52 stuff, and like I said, it's okay. It didn't like grab me. I only read probably the first 4 or 5 trades of it or something. But yeah, if anyone in the comments has a recommendation of a certain run, somewhere where the gods won, I'm happy to check it out. So. Yeah. And then I'll report back more.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, I was correspondent in the field.
You might want to check out one of my favorites was and I read it over and over again, is The Secret Six.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. It's it's like a Villains United kind of a thing.
We're talking about what?
And I think they actually started in Villains United too. Yeah, The Secret Six, pretty good. It's with not Vandal Savage. Yeah, it is Vandal Savage. No, what's his daughter's name?
Ravage? No, that's
no. God, the Ravager is Deathstroke's daughter.
Deathstroke, so yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, but it's Vandal Savage's daughter with Bane, Deadshot, Catman, and who is the puppet dude? Ragdoll. Ragdoll Man. Yeah, it's a fun shit. They're just they're badasses. It's like a Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, that's something.
A Wonder Woman Conan crossover, Bo, if you're watching.
Oh shit!
He's living
ultimate fantasy.
Yeah. All right, so overall, I think it was just like kind of a mess of a movie, man. Like I can't recommend anybody watch it. If you want to watch it and like fall asleep, like I've heard so many people like say they fell asleep on this movie.
I might watch it to go to sleep.
This was a Christmas Day movie, so a lot of people might have had some food in their belly, so it definitely helped. But this movie just kind of pissed me off. I was like, really, like I was excited. This was definitely one of the movies I was excited about coming up this year, and it was just a disappointment. I'm glad I didn't pay for this movie. I'm glad I didn't go to the theater for this.
Me too.
I would have been so disappointed going to a theater and watching this crap. So it's a mess of a movie. So hopefully the next one they get their shit together and make a real Wonder Woman movie. This felt like it's just cheese. Shit. Not a good kind of cheese, man. All right. So shite. Shit. All right. Our Wonder Woman review is officially over. Full spoilers are done. All right, back to normal. So if anybody was watching this and had it on mute, you can unmute it. Just seeing our fucking expressions going all over the place. All right, so I want to quickly talk about we had a death this week. MF Doom, great rapper, Daniel Dumeli. It was born in London, came over here early, and he was a rapper. He had a few groups he was in. What was that group he was in first? KMD was in for a minute, and he kind of did some solo stuff. And of course, he got his name from Dr. Doom, the great Dr. Doom. He had a cool custom mask done, and it was kind of his persona was like a villain of hip hop. So that was kind of his deal. Some great albums, man. He did some great collaborative stuff. He had a couple great like solo albums, like his first one, Operation Doomsday. Great album, great beats, man. Great great samples. Just a very talented guy. I kind of got to him late, like the last couple of years. So somebody kind of turned me on to him. Bishop, I think, was one of the guys that turned me on to MF Doom. He had another great album, King Ghidorah, spelled Geedrah. Is a great album. Yeah, it's a great album. Got a lot of samples from old school Godzilla movies. Go right up my alley, of course. Did some great albums. Did a lot of collaborative stuff. Worked on a lot of people's other albums. He did this Doomstarks. I picked this up. It's kind of a bootleg. They have like a bunch of course, that great great cover from the comic from was it Doom Quest? So yeah, that's this is a collaboration with
Ghostface.
Ghostface. So yeah, he had a lot of the collaborative albums. Yeah, he did one with Danger Mouse. Yeah, just a great hip hop legend, man. Like a very underrated. I think hardcore hip hop fans know who he is, but kind of not known from outside of that. And a lot of people they see my Dr. Doom tattoo and they ask me if it's an MF Doom tattoo. So at least he's made Doom popular among folks that probably wouldn't know him. Davis, any thoughts on MF Doom passing? Have you listened to any of his stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, I mean, I put on Mad Villainy the other day after I heard the news and everything. But I mean, listen to Czarface and some of his other collabs with Ghostface and everything. And I wish I had gotten to his stuff a lot earlier, like you were saying. I definitely kind of slept on it for a good while, but
yeah.
It's kind of one of those things that I'm delving into his feel more lately. But yeah, he is a very prolific lyricist, and it's a shame when a good lyricist in hip hop is gone today. It's a very thing. Which not to take away from that, but I don't know if y'all heard, Dr. Dre is in the ICU right now.
Yeah, aneurysm, right?
Yeah. So
it might be the next.
I don't know where your feelings are on hip hop, but I'm not a huge fan of the hip hop that's coming out today. Maybe that's just me being an older white man, but
it's not good. No, it's very true hip hop fans the kids have taken it over, and they're all this mumble rap and shit. And there's some decent stuff like Kendrick Lamar, I think is pretty decent, and some of the young cats are okay, but this mumble rap I can't get into. If that's what you're into, that's fine. But I'm a 90s.
It literally doesn't say anything.
No, it's just blah blah blah.
It doesn't speak to me.
I'm a 90s kid. I grew up with 90s great sound, East Coast hip hop, Wu-Tang Clan, and some great West Coast stuff. Pac and just Too Short and all these great like 90s hip hop is great, man, because of the samples they use, man, the music, the old school, a lot of the samples in the 80s or late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s were like samples from 60s and 70s R&B, which I grew up on, so I related to that music a lot. When I heard those music, I was like, oh man, I know that song, I know that beat. So yeah, it's all
the stuff their parents played.
Yeah,
it's the stuff those guys grew up listening to in their houses and all that. So.
Yeah, just taking those albums that their parents' albums and turning classic hip hop albums. I love all that shit. Yeah, it has definitely a dying art for sure. So Efra, what about you, man?
Oh no, I just started getting into it real soon, recent. I think Bishopus Maximus was saying he messaged on in the Facebook group that this was one of his top 5 of all time. So after he said that, I kind of just threw him on my Spotify, just hit random and let that stuff play. Guy's great, man. I mean, too bad. I don't understand what's it with these. You're gonna sound like the old guy. I don't understand. I don't understand what it is with this new generation of rapper that wants to talk about what they have. Oh, this is what I have and you don't. Fuck you. You're a bitch. You don't got this. Honestly, it's dude, fucking back in the day, all these guys used to just rap outside. They walk out the door. This is what I see in my neighborhood. All of these guys right now are just rapping about the shit people are never gonna have. Haha, you can't have this shit because I'm so fly and you're not. Fuck you, dude. Get the fuck off your high horse. That's not fucking hip hop. That's fucking hip hop. Everybody's fucking Macklemore now and shit. Get the fuck out of here, dude. And then people are gonna tell you, well, what's true hip hop? I'm like, dude, I started fucking from the beginning. In the early '80s, I had with the Cool Modis, fucking Sugar Hill Gang, Slick Rick, fucking Dougie Fresh, Houdini. Fucking talk to me, fucking legit for real. That's where I come from. The '90s, they had some great cats too. Don't get me wrong, but somewhere in the 2009s, 2010s, the fucking hip hop changed. But there are those guys that are out there that are still dropping their shit. I count on Bishop to fucking, keep the ear to the streets and let me know at least, because I don't know shit. So whatever Bishop tells me to listen to, I probably would just to see if I like it or not.
Listen to that King Ghidorah album, man. That King Ghidorah.
I'll check it out definitely. Like I said, it was all just on shuffle, so I might have listened to some of it already.
Yeah. Listen to King Ghidorah. Yeah, Operation Doomsday is really good. I picked up the Mad Villainy. Like I got that coming soon. Yeah, I want to get that one. Yeah, I'm still kind of like getting into it, like kind of discovering a lot of his shit. Like when I have the Metal Fingers presents the Special Herbs album too, like a bunch of the beats and stuff. It's a yeah, like that cover's just awesome, man. Yeah, I love his look, man. His persona, man. The mask is cool. I just like how like he became the villain of hip hop, man. He's had a cool look to him. Yeah, the mask is cool looking, man. Yeah, it's he was not that old either, man. Was it 49?
49?
Yeah, super young, man. They say cause of death.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Let me. I'll look it up. I don't think it was COVID, which is good. No cause was given yet.
Yeah. When they say he died, well, why is it on Wikipedia? It says his death was on October 31st. I think that's a misclick.
Somebody's messing around now.
So he died on December 31st. Yeah. So it's the cause of death not announced. Yeah. So yeah, it's great hip hop. At least people are kind of knowing who this is now. So definitely take a look at his stuff, man. It's some good hip hop, man. Good old school hip hop. The beats are really good, well produced. He's a very good lyricist, man. So R.I.P. to MF Doom. He will be missed. All hail Doom. All right.
All hail Doom.
We need like a 10 Doom salute or something. All right. So before we get into our pool list, we're going to talk quickly, just kind of a non-spoiler kind of overview of Cobra Kai season 3. I think Effort, you finished it. Davis, you're what, halfway through?
No, I just watched the first 2 episodes before I hopped on. And I'm gonna watch a lot more probably after this or tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I binged through the whole season. Was it Sunday night? I think I watched the whole season, all the way through all 8-10 episodes. Overall, I thought it was a fun show. Some great add-ons to the. If you saw the trailer, you kind of know what's coming up. But I thought the story arc was good for most of the characters. I liked. Of course, Johnny Lawrence is the badass star of the show. I love his character from season 1 on. He's definitely the heart and soul of that show. And this some of the stuff with Kreese, I was we're definitely gonna have a spoiler talk at some point about that show. But I thought it was a great addition. I still like the first season more. I think the first season was the best season in my opinion. But I like the season. It was a good season, a good continuation of the story. I like where a lot of the characters, a lot of callbacks. They handle callbacks and like the nostalgia really well. And it's definitely cheesy and corny at some points, but the Karate Kid was cheesy and corny from the 80s, so you can't really if they would have just did a serious take on it, it wouldn't fit. So I think they know how to blend the nostalgia and the cheesiness of the 80s and not just throw cameos in just to make cameos. But overall, I thought it was a great show. Davis, what'd you think of the first 2 episodes so far?
I forgot how entrancing it's a really great story about character development. It has a Hallmark feel to it. Like there's a warm campiness and cheesiness, and it's kind of shot like that too. But overall, it's
in a good way, not like the bad way.
Yeah, not in like a Wonder Woman way. No, it really grips you and pulls you in, and you get to love these characters, and you see a lot of these kids grow, and it's pretty amazing. I thought I can't wait for more. And they're working on season 4, aren't they?
Yeah, they said there were probably like 2 to 3 more seasons.
Oh, really?
Pretty much. Yeah. Which I'm glad they have an end game for this. I don't want to see them drag it out and just make a bunch of seasons just to pad the records. And I want to see. Hopefully they have a good ending for this. So Effort, you watched the whole season. What are your overall thoughts?
I finished it Saturday morning at 1:30. It's awesome. I fucking loved it. I went from episode to episode, just like binge watching it, like the couple on Portlandia. When I got to the end, I fucking had my moment. No! Where's my? I want season 4 already. Honestly, to tell you the truth, yeah, Johnny Lawrence is awesome. My favorite character has always been fucking Miguel. Dude, that kid, he's just like he's like that quarterback that gets his legs broken and you know he needs to start for his team and shit, you know, to come back. And it's that inspirational story. I fucking love the kid that he has heart. He has a good head on his shoulders. Yeah, he had so much going against him, even having Johnny Lawrence as his fucking sensei, but somehow it all worked. Johnny needed him, and you know, Miguel needed Johnny. They met. It's like one of those. Out of all this show, out of all the characters, when it comes to paralleling, you know, having a parallel against Miyagi and Daniel, it's Johnny and Miguel. That's where I see the true, you know. What was it, Ray? The tagline from the third movie, from teacher to student, from father to son, like from man to man. And I think that's where it's going with these guys. At first, it started teacher student, and now you can see it's almost Johnny's turned into like a father figure through the first 2 seasons, and
not to his actual son, but to the other.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not somebody's fault if somebody doesn't want to be in their life. So Johnny tries, man. Johnny tries. He tries. You know what though? He fucks up, but he still continually tries. Johnny has a good. It's just circumstances always fuck that guy. Yeah. But the thing is, he has heart. He has heart, dude. He
has a lot of heart, man.
He has heart.
They can. Yeah, it's a fun show. I'm glad people are actually getting to watch it now that it's on Netflix. Before it was on YouTube, and like nobody had YouTube, like YouTube Red. I think I was the only asshole that had YouTube Red. And I initially bought it just for
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, and I kept it because I like not watching commercials when I watch YouTube. So I'm totally down with like paying the extra bucks so I don't have to see fucking ads. But yeah, no, it's a fun show. I'm glad people are actually on it now and people are enjoying it and seeing what we saw like years ago when we were screaming, "Hey, watch Cobra Kai! Watch Cobra Kai! It's worth it."
And everybody's on board now too, which is the best part about it. Now that they watched it, they're like, "Oh, this is fucking great!" And like,
justified, no
doubt.
But yeah, it's definitely we'll definitely have to do a spoiler review at some point because definitely a lot to talk about in that show.
And I'm glad you said something, Ray. Honestly, Karate Kid was like pure cheese, but this is the best kind of cheese. This is how you do cheese, man. It's just like it's cheesy, yeah, but it's just like it's like watching a Brady Bunch episode. Was it cheesy? Yes, but it had so much fucking heart, dude. You know, it's like you're gonna sit there like. Some like Mr. Rogers was it cheesy when you're like thinking about it as an adult? Yeah, but you know what? When you think about it too, it has heart. It has so much fucking heart, dude. And I love that about Cobra Kai. It's the best kind of cheese out there.
Yep, right on. All right, cool. All right, yeah, Cobra Kai, check it out, season 3. And we'll talk about more. All right, so let's jump in the pull list, man. Pull list is stuff you picked up recently, good or bad, something you want to talk about, something you bought, something you listened to. Something just whatever you want to talk about. So I'll start with you, Davis. What's on your pull list this week, man?
So instead of doing digital stuff, I went to a comic shop and bought some things the other day. Found another Usagi book that I didn't even know existed. So I've got these to read now. I'm about halfway through them, I guess, but yeah, this story of Usagi is amazing. I highly recommend anyone that's into like Lone Cub, any of the old samurai movies or anything. You definitely want to start reading it. It's pretty badass.
Yeah. Does it make you more excited about the cartoon, the TV show that's coming out?
I don't know. We'll see about that because they haven't released anything for it yet. Like a screen grab or anything of it. No. I don't like the way that new Usagi comics look. They're in color. They look like Hello Kitty. I think I've said that before. Like they just and in the black and white pages, it's gritty and it's badass fight scenes and stuff, and it's really amazing. And I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. It'd be a really kid-friendly thing, and it needs to have a little more gravitas than that. Yeah.
A little more edge to it. Yeah.
So
I think it's a Netflix thing too, right? It's hopefully they put a little.
Yeah.
When's it coming out on Netflix?
At some point. I think it was that one. 2020. Beyond.
Stan Sakai, he hasn't posted anything yet about it, so we'll see. Probably, I mean, probably
it's just
sometime
announced.
next year.
It's just announced, yeah.
Yeah. But then also being back in Atlanta, I have access to all my old stuff. So went over to my parents' house, and I haven't read this. I read it a while ago. It's been years, but gonna reread Black Hole. I'm pretty pumped about that because this looks amazing. If y'all haven't read it,
Never read it. No, I've seen it on shelves for like however it's.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen it like everywhere, like comic shops, bookstores. Like it's been everywhere. I just never picked it up. Yeah. What's the overall? What's the story about?
So basically, it's like there's this STD going around town, but the STD, when it's like high school kids, and when they get it causes like a physical, physical like problem with them. Sometimes they mutate completely and look like a horrible, deranged kind of monster type person, and have an outcast from society at that point. Have to go live in the woods, but then other people like get it and they just get like something they can cover under their shirt, and it's their lie. It's kind of a Invasion of the Body Snatchers type vibe to it too, and it's got a very classic horror, 50s drive-in type horror feel to it. And
like a drive-in movie.
I think I think you'd really dig it.
What's the book called again?
Black Hole. It's by Charles Burns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
not Charles Burns.
Yeah. I don't know. It's you just got to read it. Yeah, when I started it, I couldn't stop, and it's very good.
Yeah, they talk about they talk about Charles Burns all the time on Kayfabe. Like they
yeah, I watched that episode actually not long ago, and I was like, shit, I need to reread that. So I went back and picked up my copy. And then also, have you all ever heard of Larceny in My Blood? No. So it's this guy, Matthew Parker, Larceny in My Blood, a memoir of heroin, handcuffs, and higher education. It's his memoir of, his life. He starts college in the 40s because he's been in and out of the institution his whole life, and it's a graphic novel. It's not like amazing art or anything, but the story of his life and everything he went through, and I think a lot of people can probably do it, of the trials and stuff of their life, and what all it takes to make it and get to where you're happy with your life, and just starting over, finding your peace. So I highly recommend that. I found that randomly at some bookstore years ago, and it was definitely a story I enjoyed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Ayler, nice Usagi Yojimbo book. I miss talking comics with you, Davis. Hondo misses you.
Oh, miss you too, bud.
Oh, you guys have never been on the same show. Yeah. Right on. Let's see. I'll go next. So I picked up. I did a little toy hunt on Saturday, and these just came out. Firefly Classified, G.I. Joe Classified. This is a hot item coming out. And I'm lucky enough to get one of these. These are the Target exclusives, and it's fun like watching the G.I. Joe toy groups I'm in on Facebook. Like there's so much like fighting, like people can't find these at all, and like people are like bitching about like Target employees. And I went into a Target and asked one of the employees, "Hey, do you guys have this in?" That said on your website it has it in. And he went to go look. Some of the employees go to Target and they're like, we don't have it. I'm not gonna. They don't want to help you. This kid was like, all right, yeah, let me go look. And he brought one out. I was like, wow, I actually got a figure I was actually looking for. So it's cool. These are pain in the ass to find, but when you find them, it's like it's a nice reward. I was very excited to actually find that. I read this book. It's a King in Black tie-in to Doctor Doom, Iron Man, written by Christopher Cantwell, who just finished up his arc on Doctor Doom, his storyline on Doctor Doom. It's a sweet little story. It's basically Iron Man and Doctor Doom team up to fight a Venom-possessed Santa Claus. So it's a fun it's a weird fun little it's a fun little short story. It's just kind of a standalone. It ties into King in Black, but it's kind of like a standalone. Just kind of the interaction with Stark and Doom is great. They've always had good chemistry. If you read Doom Quest, that's a great Doom Iron Man storyline. Check that out for sure. And I watched this fucking monstrosity. Some people actually told me this was a decent movie. This fucking movie is fucking horrible. Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I fucking hate this movie so much. The first one pissed me off. This one pissed me off even more because they had all these fucking characters to play with, and they made this fucking piece of crap. I'm glad this franchise is done. The Turtles look horrible in this movie. I hate the designs of the Turtles. They look gigantic. They're like 7 foot tall for some reason. Like Turtles are supposed to be tiny, like kind of underdogs, kind of like little ninja fucking characters. They make them
5'1", like on the back when you look at Michelangelo's his stats on the back of the toy. I think it's 5'1".
Yeah,
so he's a short.
How do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's all we did back in the day. Just look at the heights of characters in comics.
Stats, man. It was like stats, baseball cards, and
yeah, and they brought Stephen Amell in as Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
It was horrible. Casey Jones was horrible, wasted in this. And Megan Fox is in this, and like it's so cheap. It has Michael Bay's stank over it. It's a Platinum Dudes movie, so it's just a mess. Like the action was kind of like I didn't like any of the action. The only redeeming thing was the Bebop and Rocksteady show up in this. I thought that was fine, but even then, that kind of got old quick. I didn't. Yeah, and the Krang shit was stupid. The fight scenes were stupid. I fucking hated this movie. So a couple people told me, "Oh, it was decent." This movie fucking sucks. I hate this fucking movie so much. It blows, man. It is a bad week for. This is like the festive. It's the area of grievances on this show. Yeah, like shitty Spiderman suit, Wonder Woman 84, and fucking. Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. That movie's a fucking piece of trash. I fucking hate that movie. I'm gonna throw that shit out the window. And what else do I got? I think that's it for me. As far wait, hold on. Actually, I started War for Cybertron. That was I'm 3 episodes in. The Earthrise, pretty decent so far. I'm digging it. Also, yeah, we're gonna talk about this earlier. Yeah, Ready Player 2. Finally finished it. Yeah, so I guess Davis, you finished it too, right?
Yeah, so when we drove across the country, we did the audiobook.
Okay.
So I just finished that finally. Yeah, he was really great. I enjoyed it.
I like his. I listened to the first one too. I read the first one and listened to the audiobook. I liked his voice on that.
Wheaton, right?
Yeah, Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
Will Wheaton. So Davis, what do you think of the book overall?
I enjoyed it. That's. I was talking to Ray about this earlier. It's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, when the Crow came out,
mentioning all the references and everything. Don't want to ruin any of that because that's kind of the magic of it. So, part of the thing now for me now is as I was listening to it, I was just like, how are they going to do this in the movie? And
yeah,
rights to this, and there's a lot of things that I'm like, I wonder because I mean. Yeah. Obviously, the movie and the book of the first one are a little bit different too, but you hope it stays true to the book, but they don't have to change it too drastically. Because I did enjoy Ready Player 2.
I liked a lot of it. I thought the middle was fun. I thought I thought parts of the middle were fun. Then it kind of trailed off a little bit. And I dug the ending. I thought the ending was pretty good. A nice epic ending. I thought Wade, like the character of Wade, was kind of. I kind of didn't like him in this book. Like I found him a little more sympathetic in the last book. This one I kind of didn't like him too much. And it did go a bit too sci-fi for me at some points. Like it kind of went too sci-fi. They kind of broke the rules of their own world. So I don't know. I felt like I related more to the first book a lot more, like the references and stuff. The second book, I kind of wasn't. I didn't connect with it as much as I did the first one. I enjoyed it. It's a fun read still. I like the puzzles and the quest and stuff. But it's definitely kind of it's definitely not as good as the first one. But I am curious what they're going to do with the movie. I don't think Spielberg's going to come back for this one. I think he has other bigger projects he's going to deal with. So hopefully they get a good director to come in and deal with this. I think we talked about that a few episodes ago about who we want to see direct. But Rick, you're a third way through to the book. Yeah, you're. What do you think?
I'm loving it so far. I'm loving Wade. I understand like what you're saying so far, but it's an evolution of a character. It's always that. Maybe it's not going to evolve the way we want him to. People usually don't. That's the fucked up thing with stories. But I'm just digging. I'm just along for the ride, man. It's like, what it is? It's like I haven't finished it, so I can't really say. But it's kind of like you like a character like Charlie and like Charlie and Chocolate Factory, and then you read the Great Glass Elevator, and he's not really kind of the same character because he lost that shine of being that kid. We know, it's the wondrous things. The world's not wondrous to him anymore. He fucking, Charlie runs the Chocolate Factory, and so far what I'm getting, that's the same thing with Wade. He used to be this bright-eyed kid with big ideas and everything, and you know what? Those big ideas, sometimes you got other things to worry about, and other things get put in your way. If there wasn't things put in his way, we wouldn't have no stories. So I want to finish it quick. I do want to finish it quick though, because I want to get to that ending. I mean, as epic as the ending of the first book was, right now I'm already going through like some of the tricks and everything like that, and I'm loving every reference. Like, there was one reference that I do want to talk about. It's when he says that he's going to his secret lair, and they reference the Spies Like Us, where you see BB King, would you gentlemen like a Pepsi? Shit like that is what I fucking read this book for. Just like those visuals of a movie scene that they just mentioned. It's just like, if you're a true movie fan, a true pop trivia fan of like all this stuff, you're gonna get those. If they start mentioning pletoras and fucking from Three Amigos, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm telling you.
That's the third act. They reenact Three Amigos.
Next thing, Three Amigos. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He has to fight all three of them.
Yeah, there's a few things. There's one of the quest towards I did not relate to at all, so I was kind of out of it at that point. And I'm sure, like, some people will get it, but I just feel like I related more to the first book than this one. But it's still a fun book, not as fun as the first book for me, but yeah, definitely worth checking out. And hopefully they do justice to the movie. All right, let's see. Before I get to Rick's pull list, I have that Black Hole book. Great art. It's kind of like the movie Dazed and Confused mixed with a little Lovecraft. Oh, that's a cool little endorsement. That's
true.
All right.
Let's see. The Edge. What movie you dig that just came out?
This year?
Just recently, I guess. Soul was really good. If you guys seen Soul yet? Soul was really good. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross do the soundtrack, which is amazing. I think it's the best Jamie Foxx movie I've seen in a long time. It's the animation's great, and the trailer kind of doesn't do it justice. I kind of thought it was gonna be like an Inside Out kind of like the same vibe of Inside Out, which I was like, whatever. This had totally not what you think it's gonna be, man. It's really heartfelt, great. I thought it was a really good story. Great characters in there, great voices. I thought it was a fun movie. Soul. What about you guys? Any movies you guys saw recently that just came out that you're digging?
On Soul, I wish I'd have had that movie when I was growing up, because it talks about some things that were read to my ears as a kid, and instead I had, Rockadoodle and movies that scared the shit out of me when I was little, that were really dark
scared the shit out of me too, man.
They're really good and they're amazing, and all that. What was it, Ralph Bakshi? Is that his stuff? I can't remember. I don't know, but it's one of the guys that like fell out with Disney, all those kinds of movies.
Yeah, just like Don Bluth.
Don Bluth, man.
Don Bluth, that's who I'm thinking of, sorry. But those movies were real dark, and this one was like light, but kind of dark, so it didn't give me nightmares.
Yeah. You think it's going to be one thing and turns out to be like a whole different thing. I thought it was great, man. They kind of swerved you a couple times, thinking, "Oh, this is going to be like a goofy, like Disney, Pixar goof fest." Like, no, this is some serious shit they're tackling, and it's good. I thought it was like somebody put it best. It was like it's one of the like they make kids movies with like things for the adults to enjoy. This is like more like an adult movie with little kid things that kids can enjoy. So it was kind of the reverse. Yeah. That was well done, man. Definitely like one of the best movies of last year for sure. What about you, Rick?
Movies with heart, Sonic, fucking Bill and Ted's.
The movie that just came out?
Huh? No, yeah. Well, I mean, this year, so I can still watch them. I mean, what just came out when we think about it,
Yeah, really, nothing really. Nothing new. I haven't seen anything. Wonder Woman, that was it.
Yeah, and I wish I didn't. What was the other one? New Mutants. Definitely check out New Mutants for comic book fans. That's a fun watch.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to. Is it worth paying $5 or $6 to rent it?
Actually, I would say yeah, man. It's a cool flick, dude. It's a good popcorn flick. It's nowhere near Dark Phoenix level as bad. It's somewhere like in first class area. You know, it's fun. It's a popcorn movie. It's still enjoyable. It's a you
Is
have
it
a
actually scary at all?
I wish they would have did the director's cut.
Yeah, they were supposed to do some reshoots to add like some more horror, like make
Yeah.
it more of a hard R horror movie. But they didn't. They want to spend once Disney bought Fox, they didn't want to spend the money anymore. So they
Elements there. You can
so they
see it.
they shelved it. So there was definitely like they were going to add some more like horror elements, which I think if they added 20% more horror elements and they kind of like I think that this would
Game
be
changer.
definitely higher. But it was a fun movie. It's some cool like little. You'll definitely as a comic fan, you'll definitely pop as an X-Men fan, you'll definitely pop a couple times. Yeah. So yeah, just for magic alone, Ileana Rasputin, her character's done really well. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's good, man. I recommend it definitely.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to our hidden. Oh, actually, sorry, Rick, go to your pull list. My bad.
So. Guy John at work, he let me borrow. I've been letting him borrow a few books to get into Green Lantern, and he read Secret Origin, and I think I gave him Rebirth as well. So he's already on the path to start that whole Jeff Johns runs of Green Lantern. No, we shit on Jeff Johns a lot for Wonder Woman, but his Green Lantern run on Blackest Night, and I think Tomasi was the guy who did a lot of the. Dave Gibbons, they were doing a lot of the Green Lantern core, but he let me borrow Green Lantern, Grant Morrison, Liam Sharp, Intergalactic Lawman. Not sure. I'm excited to read this because it is Grant Morrison. I don't know if I'm gonna get good Grant Morrison or bad Grant Morrison.
It's good Grant Morrison.
It's good Grant Morrison. So I'm excited.
And the art's really good. The Liam Sharp art.
It looks good. That cover of. I'm not one to like Hal Jordan, but I mean, it looks pretty dope, dude. I mean, I like his take on Hal Jordan right now. I like the way it looks. I'm about to open it up. My buddy was just like, dude, go ahead and open it up. Be the first one to read it. You're super far ahead. I have a lot of catching up to do. So
yeah, no, it's good. It's a fun read. I definitely want to get back. I think there's like three more books after that. They're supposed to come out.
Yeah, and it's all Morrison's run on it.
Yeah, it's Morrison. He's doing like season 1 is 2 books, and then season 2 is going to be 2 books. I'm not sure how far he's going to go after that, but it's.
I'm reading the Jeff Johns run right now. I'm on volume 2 or something. It's 5 or 6 issues into it. I think it goes into all that. I've read the Blackest Night one. You recommended that to me a while ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Have you read any of Jeff Johns' Flash run, Davis?
No, I've still been reading that
the Wade
stuff.
Yeah. It's great reading the Wade stuff and then jumping into the John stuff, because John kind of takes what Wade did and like what Wade did for Wally West, Johns did for like the classic Rogues. So he kind of brought the Rogues into prominence and like he really did some cool shit with the Rogues. So, yeah, definitely check out Jeff Johns, and Scott Collins' art is amazing. I love the Scott Collins art in that run. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Rick, what else you got on your list?
Also, I've been playing. I downloaded another game. I went back to playing Bully on my PS4. You know, they probably couldn't get away with making this game now. I know people would be up in arms. You know, being I call it out, man. Just stop being cupcakes, please. I like playing games. People, that's going to be the next Bastion, or Grant. That's why they're afraid to make a Grand Theft Auto 6. They don't know the temp of the nation, or what they can and what they can't do, what they can push and what they can't push. So I say just go balls out. That's what you're known for. Yeah, fuck everybody. You know, social justice warriors, the far left, the far right. Fuck everybody. Just make your game and be fun. Bully's fun as fuck. It's irreverent. I love it. Yeah, I love doing the class tasks, beating up the actual other bullies in the game. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I played. I think I played a little bit of that for the first game. It's remastered, right?
No. I went through some of the things, and it's the PS2 like download that they have on there. I just went through a lot of the classic PS2 area of the games of what they have online, and I found out, and I was like, because the next game I think I'm gonna get Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That game is fucking epic, man. Like the fact that you could switch your character, pump up, fight different fighting styles, MMA, Muay Thai. I think that's dope. So I want to go do that.
I want to go to.
Yeah. That's in the Oasis. I want to play Grand Theft Auto on the Oasis.
See the Edge. What do you think of some of the DC shows being canceled after this coming season? I think we posted on Facebook. Yeah, the Arrowverse needs to go away. I think it needs. I think like Flash. I like Flash. The first couple seasons were cool. Then it just turned into a CW show. We've talked about it on the show before. It's like, yeah, I think they just need to like let go of the Arrowverse. It was cool. That was like what they could do at the time with the DC property. Now it's kind of open air. Now you can do a lot more stuff with the DC property. I'm okay with the series ending. I think they kind of ended too late. I think they should have ended a while ago. Hopefully, Flash gets an epic ending. I'll probably watch the Flash ending because I like the way it started. But yeah, the middle of that show was like meh. I know. What do you guys think about all these DC shows being canceled? Like, Davis, what do you think about that?
I don't care. Yeah. Personally, I was not interested from go. CW stands for can't watch. Sorry.
Yeah, no, man. So, what about that Superman Lois Lane sale that's coming out? Go ahead, Rick.
Me? Oh no, don't want to. I mean, he looks pretty cool as Tyler. What is Tyler Hoechlin? Yeah, he's not that bad. He's not a bad, Superman.
He was cool in the Crisis crossovers and stuff. Yeah.
I just don't know what the show's going to be like. What's the show? It's going to be like
Lois and Clark, or like with more Superman stuff.
Dude, I don't want Lois and Clark all over again with two different people.
Yeah, there's no Terry Hatcher this time.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just like for real, they should wipe out all the Arrowverse stuff and go with. The Stargirl's not considered Arrowverse at all, right?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, because the Stargirl stuff was actually pretty good. Doom Patrol is great.
Yeah.
Titans, if they're gonna give me that kind of world and get rid of this bullshit Arrowverse, because the Arrowverse is like an else world. It got fucking Green Arrow is Batman. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't, that's why my biggest complaint. Like Arrow's, like he's too much like Batman. He's not all moody and like fucking grumpy. Like I don't know. Yeah,
Barry Allen is Wally West. Like Barry Allen acts like Wally West sometimes in fucking. He doesn't act like Barry Allen.
Yeah, they took a lot of the stuff from like Wade's run and John's run, and they took all like the best stuff from Wally West stuff and injected it into Barry to make Barry relevant. So that kind of ruined it. You were saying, Davis?
Oh, the guy who's playing Superman, and that I realized. Have y'all seen Everybody Wants Him? He's the dude with the mustache. Yeah. I liked him in that movie, and then I saw he's Superman. I was like, all right, I might check this out.
Yeah, he was hella funny in that movie.
That movie's not bad. I like that movie. Yeah, it's a fun movie. Yeah, he's not bad. I've seen the only time I really seen him is in the crossovers. Like a couple of the crossovers. Like he was fine as Superman. I thought he was good, decent Superman. But I think they need to end these CW shows. Like
Arrowverse is done. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like the CW is just kind of like it's CW, so you can't really do. I want to see more stuff on streaming. I want to see HBO Max do some DC shows. I don't need to see any CW shows.
I wouldn't mind CW shows if they didn't take like the main property characters. Like, give me a guy like who is it? What's the character? The Question. Give me the Question in Gotham. Give me something like that. Maybe or Detective Chimp or Blue Devil, something like obscure. That's what you guys could do to make popular. Don't take these fucking these characters that we know and just fucking jack them up for what you want to do. Just do something with something else. Like I didn't mind some of the Legends of Tomorrow stuff the way they worked it because they're like a lot of minor characters.
Yeah.
I like the Firestorm stuff was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I just deaf to the CW era.
Yeah, I agree.
Let it die.
Go away.
All right, thanks, Edge, for that question. All right, all right, next we'll go to our hidden gems. Hidden gems is pretty much a show and tell. You want to show some cutty ass, some cutty in your collection. You want to show off, just like in school, you would show off a new toy or whatever. So it's our show and tell. So anything you want to show off, talk about, whatever. Davis, what's your hidden gem for the week?
So I got two things. Going through all my old stuff, going through my old room and all that. It's kind of a late 80s, early to mid 90s time capsule. I came across this, which I didn't know what came from for a long time, but now I know. It's an old Bumblebee.
Ooh.
It's from like 1983. It doesn't say Transformers on anywhere.
I think it's a GoBot.
No.
It's the Bandai one. Like it's got the Japanese writing on the inside, I believe. But hold on. Let me see if I can transform without breaking it. it was a little stuck earlier. So, but yeah, isn't that intimidating? Mark Wahlberg was fine with that thing, right?
Yeah, I think that is a GoBot.
GoBot? No way.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
There we go.
Look it up, Rick.
Pretty
Don't
exciting.
remember any like Beetle GoBots, bro.
There was no like that's not. It's not a transformer.
Oh, it's not a transformer.
Yeah,
but it's not a GoBot.
Yeah, I looked it up earlier tonight, and it came up on eBay as Bumblebee over and over and over again on multiple sites. And then I was like, it doesn't look like Bumblebee, and it doesn't say Transformers anywhere. But,
I'll do some research. I think I've seen that before.
It does say VW on it, you know.
Yeah, it's got all the stickers and whatnot.
I'm wondering.
It might be like
VW thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, a promotion thing. But then also, I have this thing that I found. So we've got the old Star Wars card game signed by Jeremy Bullock.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
A buddy,
pretty dope.
A buddy of mine back in the '90s went to Dragon Con in the early days, and he was there. Bo and Michelle were probably there too.
Yeah, that's where Bo was born. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
he came out of Dragon
that he So yeah, I came across that in my closet, and as I go through, I've got tons of old, like I said, 80s to mid 90s toys and stuff. I'm gonna dust off and I'll show them to you.
You got hidden gems for the rest of the year. Nice.
Pretty much, yeah. So I think there's a lot of stuff that I've heard. I've found a lot of things already that I know I've seen y'all talk about a lot. And there's a lot of prequels merch in there too. So we'll see what we find.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I saw they had the Jar Jar Black Series figure I almost bought the other day. I saw that in the wild. I was like,
oh really?
I was tempted. It looks cool as fuck, like the Black Series, the Jar Jar. I was tempted, but I don't know about spending $36 on a Jar Jar.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a kind of expensive. I was like, yeah, no. If it was like 20,
I haven't seen this. Is it like him as the theory of him being a Sith Lord? Is that the Black Series? I don't know.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
You don't like that?
No, I wouldn't want to figure. I don't want actually to happen in the real life, but
no.
But he looks cool. I like the concept art for that. It's hilarious. Yeah, that's cool. Effort, what's your hidden gem for the week?
All right, let me see if I can get this guy up here.
Uh-oh.
It's not Fieldy.
Oh man.
Is it a Hanna-Barbera?
Luckily, no. That'd be awesome. Fourth time. That's like one of the okay. So I got this for my birthday here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it very well.
Oh, nice.
Oh cool.
But I'm fucking in love with fucking Link. He's awesome right there. He's holding the ancient bow from Breath of the Wild with an ancient arrow. I'm gonna probably just take it. I'm gonna take it out of the box.
Check it out.
But I'm gonna take the plastic out and I'm gonna put it right back in the box because it has such nice scenery in the back, dude, and it's pretty dope. Like I love the way it kind of looks inside there. You know, just like it has like almost like a dioramic kind of a setting.
Yeah, looks cool.
But yeah, I love that pose, man. He's fucking very epic. And plus, this is my character when it comes to Smash Brothers. So I fucking love Link to all ends. He's fucking awesome as fuck. He's pretty dope. All right, thank you.
What's like the series on that or whatever? I have a buddy that's obsessed with Zelda. He actually named his kid Link.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he would love to have that.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Link from the Mod Squad.
Yeah, out of all the Links, he's probably top on my list because I think it's like a multiverse with the Legend of Zelda almost. You know, that's why we have so many iterations of Link. Some Links are in the future, some Links are in the past, some come from like a different dimension completely. And that's why we have so many different Zelda stories. You know, it's pretty dope.
The Edge, cool Zelda figure. Yeah, pretty awesome. Krista, stay well. All happy New Year. Happy New Year, Krista. So like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, please. That helps out with the analytics and helps us get seen. So like the video if you like the content. Subscribe if you want to see some more crap from us. So my hidden gem is my new omnibus I got. A nice friend, a nice lady got this for me. This covers Amazing Spider-Man 105 to 142. So this is all like this covers the first appearance of Punisher, the death of Gwen Stacy. There's a great Hulk two-parter in here. Some great series. The Tarantula shows up in this. This is the book where Aunt May almost marries Dr. Octopus. It's a weird fucking weird story.
Who are the writers in that book? Right there?
This one's was it Roger Stern? Stan Lee does the last part of it, and then Conway. Gary Conway writes most of this. Stan Lee, John Romita. When I think of Spider-Man, like John Romita is probably one of the first designs I think of. That his Spider-Man is always classic to me. John Romita Sr. So yeah, it's a great book, great omnibus. I love this arc of stories. I definitely want to get the whole run of Amazing Spider-Man 1 through like 350. I'm trying to get in a collected form, so I'm pretty well on my way. But this is definitely one I really wanted to. This was a holiday gift, so very exciting. My new omnibus, trying to catch up to the Doctor omnibus at some point, but it's going to take a while. Great alternate cover by Frank Cho. Nice little cover.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Covering.
Are those in color, or are they in black and white in those omnibus series?
Yeah, full color. Yeah, full color.
Nice.
Big, large format.
That looks great.
Yeah, they're great, man. I love these omnibuses, man. It really pops. Like, you definitely. So some of the see like that's like when I think of Spider-Man, that's Spider-Man right there, man. That's job.
Man, that's so good.
Yeah, I love it. I love his Spider-Man so much. It's definitely one of my favorite Spider. Like McFarlane Spider-Man, I love a lot, but when I think of Spider-Man in my head, that's what I see, the John Romita Spider-Man. So on my way, I think that's my 20th omnibus. So I'm on not even halfway to Dr. Omnibus. Someday he'll die and I'll catch up. I'll murder him and take his omnibuses.
We should. That's a cap.
Oh man, what a fun show. Great show, fun. We didn't get too crazy with that. I think all our complaints were justified for Wonder Woman 84.
We didn't go. No, yeah. I mean, I expected more. Honestly, when we were talking about what we were excited about, Wonder Woman 84 was one of the ones that we all kind of brought up. I mean, after the first movie, we were justified in our excitement for this movie. Yeah. It's just too bad. I think Patty Jenkins laid an egg. That's my opinion. Other people may have liked it, and that's fine. I hated it. So,
and Rick was trying to be positive.
Thank you, Rick. I tried to be positive the whole way. Dude. I really.
I saw early on. I was like, this is
gonna be shit.
It's gonna be shit. I was like, this is like, dude. Like I was trying to go.
I tried, man.
But the first fucking 5 minutes, I was like, oh no, this is not gonna be good.
Right, I lost hope once they got to the end. I was just like, are you even like the cheetah fight? I was like, okay, Cirque du Soleil. I was like, all right, it's still good. And then I was like,
and you just see
it's still good.
You see the pig flying through the air. It's still good. So you got one more question from the Edge. Do you guys think the new Spider-Man movie is going to be a good one? Yeah, I think so, man. I trust the director. I like
I trust Raimi.
I hope they don't do too heavy on the Spider-Verse. Like, I want to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I don't want to see Toby and Andrew Garfield take too much screen time. I want to see the Tom Holland story played out. So no, I think it's cool to bring in the multiverse, and we'll see how they bring all the new villains in and stuff. So hopefully it's a fun movie. That's all I can hope for. And it's supposed to be coming out this year, so hopefully that actually happens. Yeah.
They're filming it all over Atlanta. Maybe I'll try and swing into a cameo.
That'd be great. Hey, some sick pictures, man.
There you go. Yeah, correspondent, man. We sent you to Atlanta for a reason, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about that movie, man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be too. I think I'm good. I just don't want it. It's a lot to. There's after everything that they've named, it's a lot to juggle.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to handle it.
I just don't want it to be Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah, I think that's still the benchmark for a bad.
Here's this one scene. Now he goes away. Here's a character you remember. Here's this one scene.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm scared about.
I trust the director and I trust the guys behind it. Hopefully they do a good story. I like the first two Holland movies, so I'm hoping for the best on the third one.
I feel like the three of us are sometimes the show we're the characters in the barbershop and Coming to America, they're arguing over Cassius Clay, and we're like, fuck off, whatever.
Peter Parker. Oh, we're talking about Peter Parker.
Mama call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
Flash out. Oh, we're bringing up Flash Thompson. What the hell? Oh man, yeah. If we could aspire to be three old men in a barbershop, man, for sure. So, Davis, any last shout outs you want to give before we get out of here?
That nah, I'm worn out from rambling about Wonder Woman. I'm tired of thinking about that movie. It's in the past now,
No, you don't have to
just
think
like
about it
the
anymore.
80s.
Yeah, this is the last time you think
And
about it.
we're done with that. Well, are they doing Suicide Squad through HBO Max? Is that on the list?
I think so.
I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
it was.
Yeah,
That's gonna
yeah.
get
It's
released.
not too much later, but
Yeah, it's July
all right,
supposedly.
cool.
So yeah, we'll have some more.
Well, I mean, honestly, guys, I know that they announced a lot of this stuff, but I think there is a chance that if we're through all of this, everybody's going through, our vaccines and our progressions with this shit, and if we can get through this, there's a chance that a lot of this stuff still might come out in the theaters.
Yeah, well, they're gonna do both. Their plan is to do both. Like they're gonna release it where they can, and it's gonna be on HBO Max. So
yeah, there's certain things I'm gonna try to get out there to watch. Like if Godzilla's out there in IMAX, and there's a chance that everything's like fixed and set by then, oh, I'm going to watch that there.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
You've heard it first, folks. Rick has hope.
I've got hope, man.
What a difference a year makes. Good.
You have to start, dude. Hey, Luke Skywalker. A new hope, baby. A new hope.
He is the real New Hope. Rick, any shout outs you want to give before we get out of here?
No real shouts out. Shout out to the channel, man. We're growing. I mean, we've been at this for a little bit over a year now, and it's still fun, which is great. Just talking to everybody. Everybody just remember when you guys are watching, hit like and subscribe. You never know if you're gonna, get bit by a radioactive spider because of it and some kind of butterfly effect, or you might just run into somebody. There you go. You can grow a fucking green head and just open your mouth and it says SF Comic Book Co. So just
you need a different costume though. It needs to be more white and gray and blue.
Oh God, don't. Oh,
yeah, there you
go. You know what that looks like.
And
honestly,
subscribe.
Doesn't that look like
unsubscribe? Yeah.
It was that looks like some kind of like a coloring page that you give like your little brother, and they fucking like, oh, it's like, no, that ain't. And you go back to him like, dude, that's not right. What's wrong with you?
This is not what he looks like. But I wanted to do a coloring like this.
Exactly.
I wanted a blue duck, so I drew a blue duck.
Your imagination is wrong.
Hey, it's that thing. What was that line from UHF? Weaver, so stupid. So stupid, Weaver.
All right, so yeah, check out the channel, like and subscribe. We have some unboxings. I just posted one yesterday, the new Flashpoint Batman McFarlane, my first McFarlane DC multiverse toy. So we did an unboxing of that. There's gonna be another unboxing probably Thursday, so check that out. Look out for some more reviews. I think we're gonna do a WandaVision next week after show.
What days does it come out?
I think it's gonna be the same schedule as Mandalorian.
Friday? Oh God.
Yeah. So yeah, look out for that. Probably do an after show for that. Yeah, look out for some more stuff. We got more stuff planned for this new year. The more fun stuff, some interviews, some more content. Some we're on our road to 200. Once we get to 200, we're going to do a full room Razium tour video. So that's going to be fun. But we're eight away from 200. So we're waiting for 200. So we're almost there. We're a road to 200. It should be any day now. So yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the other channel, our sister channel, Gold Dirty Bastards. I think they're having a show right now. If you want to hear some cool sports talking fights, football, and what have you, go join them. They had a good discussion about hip hop groups last week. So yeah, definitely check them out. Yeah, like and subscribe again. Like I'm gonna keep saying until everyone likes and subscribe. Check out some more stuff, and you guys have a great, safe New Year, and have a good time. And we'll see you guys soon. And keep washing your hands, wear your mask, and be safe. All right, guys. Peace.
Go.